Behold the wizard. Beware his powers. Unspeakable powers. Here's the wizard. The mystical wizard.
Greetings, travelers, Wiz Kids, and Wordplayers. It is Wednesday, which means it is Wow Wednesday once again. And I am Wizard of Wordplay, the Wow of Wow Wednesday. And I am joined by nobody currently, as Cynic is unavailable to be here, and Snowman is unavailable to be here, and Jesker is possibly late, as always. But we forge on. We keep going. We have a nice show tonight. We have even stuff that we could talk about that, like, it's like there was stuff coming out as before I was like getting the show going, and that always happens where you're like, here's this news. Like, we have all the topics for tonight. We're good. And then new stuff comes out, and you're like, okay, do we work this in this week, or do we kick it to next week? And then kick it to next week. Might not want to talk about it. Might be late. So, we'll see what happens. With that, we can say hello to the chat. Of course, the Swan is here, our welcoming warbler, saying hello to everyone. Cynic here in spirit. I believe his internet is no good. Tory Fan is glad he's not here, even though Tory Fan is here. But yeah. Anyway, I suppose I can talk about my week first and only, which is good because last week I actually forgot to talk about some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about. Trying to think of what happened that I didn't talk about. Well, Peacemaker. So I did watch Peacemaker, 2 episodes since this point of season 2. And one of the things that I really wanted to talk about was the retconning. Very few times like you get a full-on retcon in something. Generally, it's a retcon is used to describe like when new information is brought up or new information that changes something, right? Like that can be a retcon, and that's generally what retcon means. But if you watch Peacemaker season 1, Victor Loreseeker is here. If you watch Peacemaker season 1's finale, you get the Justice League, obviously, from the Snyderverse. You get Aquaman and Flash there. And then you move into season 2, and they basically replace all that with the Justice Lords, or Justice Gang or whatever. Get Justice Gang, Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, Superman, Supergirl, and Mr. Terrific. But with Hawk Girl and Green Lantern there, it completely like just be like, hey, you know what you saw last time? No, you didn't. You didn't see that. And so it's just kind of funny how it's just a just complete replacement. Just like, nope, like, get out of here. We're in, you think you saw it, like I said, you think you saw it? No, you didn't. So that was really the main takeaway from that. I mean, like, we'll see where the show goes so far. I mean, it's still enjoyable. So there's an action scene in every episode so far. I mean, that's so that's good. But what else had happened? Trying to do some drawing stuff. I don't get to talk about my art on here often because I don't have the time. Here he is, late as always, Jesker James.
As always. That's right, man. Good.
At this point, it's a bit. At this point, you're doing it on purpose.
I might be.
I was in the middle of talking about my week. And didn't really have a whole lot really to talk about. But
so you want me to talk about my week?
Well, let me see. Let me still finish my thoughts here. I'm thinking about like because I had mentioned last week that there was stuff that I didn't cover. Like I've talked about Peacemaker and how they replaced the ending of Peacemaker season 1 and retconned the Snyderverse out of existence and Men
They
in
did
Black the
what?
audience. Okay, so I just got done saying it, but I'll quickly go through it. That basically at the end of Peacemaker, you've probably seen it by now as the clips. The Justice League show up after the battle's already over, and they make a joke about how like Peacemaker goes like, "You're too late, assholes," and um and then it's like in silhouette are Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, and Cyborg. You don't see
Mhm.
them, but when he walks past, he like brushes past Aquaman, and he's like, "Why don't you fuck another fish, asshole?" And Aquaman goes, "I hate that rumor." And then they have Flash, Ezra Miller, go like, It's not a rumor." And then Aquaman goes, "Fuck you, Barry." But it's like it was a good moment in the first season. And so then season 2 happens. It does previously on Peacemaker. It instead where all those scenes where they talk about Aquaman fucking fish, they replace it with Green Lantern having a puke like fetish or whatever. And then so then in the end they replace all the silhouettes with Superman, new Superman, Supergirl, Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, and Green Lantern. And so instead of brushing past Aquaman and Flash, he brushes past Green Lantern and Hawk Girl. And then he goes like I can't stand that guy. He tells people I'm a puke freak or whatever. And then Hawkgirl laughs at him. So it's like they're basically just like their way of like bringing Peacemaker into the DCU was to be like, what you saw? Yeah, no, you didn't.
So wait. They it's just basically them saying, "Hey, comic book nerds, don't believe your lying eyes."
You didn't see that. Like,
I mean,
James did say that if he had the money, he would go back and remove those scenes from season 1 and add in his new scenes. He said, "quote I would George Lucas it."
well, look, man, I don't want this to become a trend where we're altering history here, but at the same time, if you're going to bring Peacemaker over to this new continuity, I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, like Loki says in Thor 1, I believe, our people must have a sense of continuity.
Yeah, because otherwise it doesn't make sense to bring it into the new canon.
Yeah, it's been the problems with Gunn's DCU from the start. Is literally like I wrote it out last week. It was like, well, how do you get into the new Superman? Like Superman's more or less fine, but it's like, how do you get into Peacemaker, right?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta watch Peacemaker season 1. Well, watch Peacemaker season 1 and go watch the Suicide Squad.
Watch
Suicide Squad.
Viola Davis's Amanda Waller, which
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, I think Viola Davis is great as Amanda Waller, but it doesn't make sense because she's Snyder's. Yeah, she's Snyder's Amanda Waller. She's not Gunn's Amanda Waller, or at least she shouldn't be. Even though I think she's actually a really good Amanda Waller. It's just
yeah, she's in Creature Commandos. She's in she's a Black Adam, which was weird, and then there's this
they're gonna try and bring Black Adam into the fucking
DCU. Well, that's the thing too, is that in the after credit scene of Shazam 2, Harcourt and Economos from Suicide Squad and also Peacemaker are there, and Gunn said the same thing about the Black Adam after credit scene. He hates them because he said they don't make any sense to like the story that he was telling.
Yeah.
To where why does like Waller kind of works, but even then it's like she wouldn't have control of Superman in that way to have to send him over, stuff like that. Like it wouldn't make any sense. And then especially Economos and Harcourt had nothing. They worked for Argus. They had nothing to do with the justice, because they asked Shazam, they asked Billy if he wants to be in the Justice Society or whatever for Black Adam. And it's like Gunn said, like that was stupid. They have nothing to do with that team. Like nothing to do with it. So
well, you know what? I think that's probably the saddest thing that I hate to lose from the Snyder stuff is the Shazam stuff, because I actually thought those movies were pretty good.
I only saw the first one. I like the first one. I just never saw the second one.
I enjoyed them, and I'm. It's sad, man, because there's good elements in the Snyderverse. I think overall it's a mess, but I think there's good elements from the Snyderverse that you look at it and it's like there's something here, man. There's something here that could have worked, and it's just that we're losing the good with the bad. I mean, it's necessary to move on to a new continuity, but it's still one of those things you look at and you're like, this is going to be one of the biggest, like, what if this had been good type of things. You know what I mean? Like, what if the Snyderverse had succeeded? I can see YouTubers, like, once the gun universe is properly established in pop culture, you know, once we're like, I don't know, 4 or 5 films into this, I can see YouTubers in like 3 or 4 years actually doing stuff like videos like, oh, what if the Snyderverse was good? I mean, like, really good, and doing their own what ifs and stuff. And
hello, Roygen says Gun stole Zach's girl.
Hell, you know what? I might do that. Fuck it.
Yeah,
that could be a project. Fuck it. What if I was in control of the Snyderverse?
It's literally, it comes down to one change that would completely change the fabric of reality, and it's Disney firing James Gunn over his tweets. That was the domino, because then DC immediately snatched him up for Suicide Squad, and he delivered him a hit. And so when the time came to be like, you know, we're gonna do our own universe, we got James Gunn for it, you know.
Yeah, Summer Swan. All white people like pumpkin spice. It's just something God built into us.
Yeah, as a Tory fan,
yeah, it's just something that God built into us.
Jessica Gunn.
Jessica Gunn, the Jessicaverse. The Jessicaverse.
Why do Jessica Gunn? Would it be it's literally Jessica James Gunn.
Yeah, that. You know what? Yeah. But no, man, I mean, I have a phase 1 in mind. Like, I was coming up with my own phase 1 for the Snyderverse years ago. But surprisingly, the Batman actually took the 2 villains I was going to use.
Yeah.
Because I was going to have Riddler and I was going to have Penguin, and I was going to do like this whole after Jason Todd thing, bring Tim Drake in, and it would have been like a Batman and Robin movie. But
still would have loved that Deathstroke movie though with Batman.
I mean, you could do Deathstroke event. I would save Deathstroke for a Teen Titans film. Personally.
Well, that was the plan. Remember, that was on the board for a little bit. They were going to do, Ben Affleck was going to direct the Batman movie and it was going to be Deathstroke as the villain.
Oh, I thought you meant Snyder was going to do a Titans film.
No, but it was in that DCEU, like it was in the original like run, because we were supposed to have the Ben Affleck Batman movie by now, but he walked away from the project, and someone else came in, they walked away, never got off the ground.
Just to give a little spoiler as to what I did have in mind, I would have done. Let's just keep Man of Steel like it is, because that's the start. Like Man of Steel, and then I would have done Wonder Woman, because remember, we're still coming off of the Dark Knight trilogy, so kind of hold off on Batman for a little bit. Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, and then do a Batman film with Tim Drake, Robin, like the premise I just went over. Then I would have had all 3 of those films intersect into not Batman versus Superman. I would have just called the movie Dawn of Justice. And it would have been about...
Or World's Finest.
Yeah, World's Finest, Dawn of Justice. It would have been about the trio, the Trinity. Yeah. And at the end of the film, this would have been the post-credit scene. All 3 of them are in the Batcave, and you see Bruce Wayne pulling up blueprints for the Watchtower. Bada bing, bada boom. Then, the year after that, you do The Flash. And post-credit scene I have in mind for that, he's like running down this highway. He suddenly stops, and there's like Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman standing in front of him. And it's like, oh shit, they're here to recruit the Flash. Green Lantern is the movie you get right before Justice League. And it would have been like mostly out in space and stuff. It would have been a space cop movie. And you would have had him running into Martian Manhunter. And then we would have got the White Martian invasion as the plot for the first Justice League film.
So the first episode of the DCAU
Bingo, baby. That's exactly what it would be.
Only the rest of the heroes are actually properly set up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Flash. Flash was in the one episode of Superman, but it's like, you know, they all in Wonder Woman, they all just come out of nowhere basically. But Wonder Woman actually gets her origin.
Hawkgirl, I would say for later. It would have just been Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, and then Flash and Green Lantern, and then in the Justice League film. Because remember, at this point, Aquaman's not really like a people know of him, but they don't know him. You know what I mean? So Aquaman would have been the one that gets Aquaman and Martian Manhunter are the ones that really get introduced in Justice League.
Did you watch Blue Beetle at all?
I did.
I haven't, but that's a DCU movie now too.
What the?
Yep. James Gunn came out recently and he talked about how like his quote was like, when stuff slots in easy, then it's like, there you go. So he says Blue Beetle's one of those projects that slots in easy, and it's getting its own cartoon sequel. Like it's getting its own show sequel. So,
but it didn't do that well.
Yeah, it like came out at a bad time, and people that watched it were like, you know, this was good. It deserved a better run, and there was nothing that James Gunn said, like nothing. It doesn't contradict anything.
It really doesn't. It's kind of its own standalone film, but at the same time, it's like it really did. Like I forget. Hold on, what was the box office on Blue Beetle? Blue Beetle box office numbers. Ooh, yeah. 72 million domestically, 58 million internationally, 130 million. That's low.
Mm-hmm.
That's for a superhero movie. That's low. I'm kind of surprised. I figured they would want to hold off on Blue Beetle for a while.
Well, like better just to say like, yeah, that happened in canon than to go down the line and make something later. And then that way we'll get that Jaime Reyes teaming up with Chris Pratt, Booster Gold. Remember too, they teased the Ted Cord's alive. So I mean, like,
hold up, Chris Pratt is Booster Gold.
That's all fan casting, but it's like, like who else are you gonna get to play Booster Gold, and who else is Chris Pratt gonna play? Like, it's like,
well, do we know that Chris Pratt's gonna be in the DCU?
Yeah, I feel like that's like, it's still fan casting, but it's like, come on, all those Guardians people got to be in there in some capacity. Bradley Cooper is in Superman. Palm is in Suicide Squad for a brief cameo. You know, Gunn has his people he likes to use, so we'll see. We'll talk about this then, since we're, you know, before we, I guess just because it's on topic. Yeah. But Gunn announced today, Man of Tomorrow in theaters, July 9th, 2027.
Look at Lex in the fucking suit, man.
Yeah. So the thing with this is that Gunn's been talking about that he has this other movie that he's doing that's not Superman 2, but Superman plays a prominent role in it. He confirmed this is that movie. So what we're looking at, Jesker, this is not a Superman movie. This is going to be a Lex Luthor movie. That's my thinking. I think we're getting a Lex Luthor movie.
Well, I thought he meant it was going to be more like a super family movie.
Well, that's what everyone thought. But that might be the third one or something, or the Superman 2 or so, you know, like that might be that. Because you don't call the super family movie Man of Tomorrow, but you know who is the Man of Tomorrow? That's Lex Luthor. Even though that's Superman's title, you kind of flip it when you use it with Lex.
Oh no, yeah. I think like I think like I was thinking that when I heard the title, I was like, oh, and well, when I heard the title and I saw this artwork, I was like, which by the way, that's good artwork. I think Jim Lee did this.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's Jim Lee. Yeah, there's like 3 different versions of it, I think, too, or something.
But yeah, I it's obvious that like that's going to be the primary question of the of the movie, which is like, okay, like who really does represent the man of tomorrow? Who represents the future? Who do you want to go with into the future? Do you
Yeah.
want to go with
Which
Lex? Or do you
which
want to go
way,
with
Western
Superman?
man?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a good premise for a film. I think that's a good message for it. Like, yeah, you can make something out of that for sure.
Well, they also said one of the people were just like, it's going to be a forced buddy cop movie, right? Like an odd couple buddy cop movie where they got to team up against the bigger threat, right? Like who else can be smart enough to take out this man than Lex Luthor, right?
You think that it's going to be a movie where they team up?
And it's possible. Like look at this picture here. They're not fighting, you know? It's what James Gunn chose to put out. It's not them fighting.
Oh wow! I just have a really hard time imagining this Lex Luthor ever working with this Superman because he hates this guy.
You
I
know,
mean,
but when Brainiac shows up,
they're not gonna. You think they're gonna do Brainiac in this film?
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. It's hard to say.
I don't know. I mean, they could bring back Ultraman as Bizarro.
That I feel like is saved for a Superman solo movie. Like you do it there. According to rumors too, Supergirl and Lobo are supposed to be in this movie as well. But that's like it was like from like a Trust Me Bro source, so I don't know.
I thought they would probably keep I figured like Supergirl would set up Brainiac at some point.
Yeah, I mean, like we don't know what they're cooking. We've seen it go either way.
I trust him at this point. Like he's more than earned the benefit of a doubt for me after Superman. I mean, he really has. So
yeah, someone had asked. I'm a little confused right now. Is this the same movie you've talked about in the past? The one where you said Superman had a major role but wasn't exactly a sequel, or is it just a different movie? And this one is actually Superman 2. And so James Gunn said, yes, sorry, this is the same movie. Superman has a Ray mole. It's not, quote, Superman 2. So
I trust him. I was hesitant going into Superman. I came out just like, okay, yeah, like he did it. Like this is a good start. So as far as I'm concerned, until he fucks up, I'm with them full steam ahead.
So they then David Cornsweet and Nicholas Hoult had different art pieces done by different artists. But we're seeing the mech suit and obviously the Cornsweet suit and Superman.
That don't look like a buddy cop thing. The third one.
Well, this one kind of does, where they're like they're facing off against. Well, I mean, I doubt that these artists got the ins on what the plot is. They were just like draw Lex and Superman in the suits or whatever. And then even the suits don't match because no one knows what the suit's going to look like. They just know you're going to get the mech suit. I mean, you could get the Hammer Bravia suit colored green, you know. Grumpy asked who drew these. These ones aren't. I would have to go by the signatures. No one posted. This is Jorge Jimenez, I think, is this one. Is what the signature looks like. And this one is whoever the signature is. Mechi or Snow might be the one to ask for the DC artist. I don't know the DC artist.
So let me ask you this: Do you think we get the announcement of of the new Wonder Woman and the new Batman before, after, or possibly during this film?
Like the casting, you mean?
Like their introduction. Well, I know Batman's technically in Creature Commandos, but like the first live action appearance of one of them. Like, do you think it happens, or well, both of them? Do you think it happens before, after, or maybe even in this movie?
So I don't think that we'll see Batman or Wonder Woman in the Superman movie. No,
not even like a post-credit thing.
I don't know, like, because I don't know how. Because the post-credit scenes so far have been nothing burgers.
Well, we've only gotten one.
Not true. I mean, technically Blue Beetles doesn't count because that was a different director. But Suicide Squad's post-credit scene was, I think, the Weasel being alive. And Peacemaker being alive. That was that. So that was a setup because that was to set up the Peacemaker show. So I'll give you that one. Peacemaker's post-credit scenes are all like blooper jokes. Creature Commandos doesn't. I don't think have one. But yeah. Well, first of all, to address the rumors in the Jesker goes by Jesker with an S, and that's what I made the command. Jesker with a Z, we do not claim him.
Okay,
So,
Jesker James with the S, like the S in Jesker and the S at the end of James. That's my gaming channel. Jesker James with the Z's in the spot of the S's. That is my pop culture channel, my main channel, I guess you could say.
And your Twitter has an S, does it not?
Yeah, I mean, I just did the thing with the Z's on YouTube because I didn't want to do Jesker James 2. I was like, you know what? No, let me spice
should
it
have
up.
been why it should have been Jesker Games. What are you talking about?
Oh my god. Oh my god, I fucked up. Oh my god. It should have been Jesker Games. Oh my god. Damn it.
Change it. You change it.
Fuck. That's actually really fucking smart. You know what got me though? I remember this was like a couple of years back. I sent a super chat on EVS's stream, and he pronounced my name like it was Hispanic. He said,
Games.
He said Jesker James, and I'm just like, fuck. But I was like, damn it. I mean, I get it. Like, he kind of does look Spanish, but yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So that Superman movie, we'll see what they're going with that, and Jesker, I can't even predict the post credit scenes because, like I said, they're so hit and miss as far as like what we're doing. Like, there was no setup in the. Like I said, if you would have had the Supergirl. If Supergirl scene would have been the post-credit scene of Superman, we would have been having a different conversation. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to have Batman or Wonder Woman or whatever is going to be in that. Again, we're supposed to get the Amazon like show about Themyscira, the Paradise Lost show. That will directly set up Wonder Woman. There's a lot that they're still kind of doing. They canceled the Authority thing. They were going to do that. They canceled that because no one was going to watch that.
Oh. You know what? Crazy prediction here. Because the Batman 2 comes out in 2027 as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Post-credits scene, the Batman 2, David Cornsfed Superman shows up.
Yeah. People want that so bad. There's literally like the filming for Clayface is happening right now. And people found like scraps of like newspapers or whatever. Or maybe they're just posting the newspapers like DC's posting them. I don't know what it is, but people are getting these newspapers, and people have found that there's a new drug hitting Gotham that matches the drug from the Penguin, and that the Gotham like thing they're using in a picture is the exact City Hall from the Batman Matt Reeves movie. And everyone's like, "Wait, hold on," and it's like, no, it's not happening.
I don't think it can work, and the reason why I say that is because,
hello, Dragon Man.
The reason I don't think it can work is because the Batman that story is too dark.
No.
I listen, I like the Batman. I mean, I really like the Batman, but it's not a film I would take a kid to see. It's too dark.
Yeah.
I went with my brother and I was like, ooh, there's some stuff in here I would be really uncomfortable taking my nieces to see. It's too dark. So because of that, I feel like the Batman can't be mainstream enough to work in something that's wanting to appeal to like a wider audience, which is what the DCU is going for. So yeah. I just think it's too dark. If the Batman had if it just didn't have certain adult themes in it, I'm one of the big things is the fucking club the Penguin was running. For the love of God. If it just didn't have certain mature themes in it, it was more just dark in terms of atmosphere and tone instead of like some of the subject material in it. Mm-hmm. I could see them using it, but as it stands, no, I don't think it would work in the DCU.
Yeah. And even if you wanted to go like oh, we're gonna do it like it's like, even if you want it, we're gonna do like a soft, like they do with the DC, we're gonna do like a soft reboot working kind of thing. It's still like you gotta be able to show it, you gotta start there, you know.
Yeah,
And that's just so I don't know.
I like the Batman. I think Pattinson's a great Batman. I really like the Gotham that we got in the Batman. Like that's a really good Gotham, but it's just I think it's just too mature for mainstream audiences. Because look, at the end of the day, you got to be able to sell to the kids.
Yeah, we do see Gotham in Creature Commandos, and it's like it's you know, animated Gotham's always easy to do, but it's, you know, it's good Gotham. Rupert Thorne's in it for a little bit, and he's real evil.
Oh, what, really? What is it? Hold on, what does it look like? I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, you see it like pan down. I mean, like they tell the story in Gotham, but there is like a shot of like, this is our first official look at Gotham, and yeah, here it is. Share this tab instead. Throw up on screen. Yeah, this is like, it basically starts here and then it like pans down to like the city, but this is like the actual shot of it.
Huh. I mean,
it's brightened up though. It's not this bright. No.
It looks like there's some kind of haze over it, like pollution or something.
It might be because it's a screen grab from motion or something. Like it's.
Honestly, this is kind of giving me Nolan vibes. Like I don't see anything. I don't look at this and I think, oh, this is very stylistic. You know, like the animated series, or even like the Burton or hell, even the Schumacher films. This just looks like this could be something in the Nolan verse.
This is Chicago or something. You know,
yeah,
it's Pittsburgh with a gargoyle.
Which I don't know if I like that, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Dark Knight trilogy, but Gotham doesn't really stand out at all in those movies.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, man, I still think the version of Gotham I like the best, and I might get some.
Word just is always like the red.
Might get some hate for this, but Schumacher had a
Schumacher's
style.
Gotham is real great.
Schumacher had a fucking style. The story in those movies have some major issues, man. But you look at the sets, you look at the backdrops, you look at the stuff going on in the background and stuff. That Gotham is pretty fucking memorable.
I just shared a tweet. I just reposted a tweet about this the other day. Like the scale of Batman and Robin and stuff. Like I grew up seeing these fucking these huge ass fucking statues just in the middle of the fucking street like that. Like that was fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, like, this, like, some of my earliest memories of Gotham City is that. It's that right there. I mean, like, look at that. That's so fucking cool. Like, I would love, and you know what the thing is? Obviously, the DCU is going to be more comic booky. Why don't we go with this? Why don't we go with something like this? Make it more make this Gotham more comic booky. Fuck it. Grumpy says Schumacher apologized for his crimes. I don't blame Schumacher as much for what happened with those movies as a lot of people do. I mean, used to, I was like, oh yeah, you know, Joe Schumacher ruined Batman. And then here's the thing. Schumacher was under a lot of pressure from the studio execs to kidify a lot of what was going on. I think Schumacher was trying to make the best film that he could under the circumstances handed down by the studio. I blame more so the execs at Warner Brothers at the time than I do Schumacher. I don't blame Schumacher for how those films turned out. And again, look at this shit. Like this is really damn good. Like this is very memorable. Like you look at like every single like glimpse of Gotham that you get in those movies, it's visual eye candy. I mean, it's just stunning. Some of the stuff, even today, if you go back and rewatch those films, it's kind of jaw dropping what they were able to do.
Yeah. Oh, this is different movie. Yeah, like like him having this kind of thing that he would do. Boxing Story said, I was thinking the same thing. Batman Forever scenery was awesome.
Yeah.
That Gotham is not Schumacher's, just him ripping off Tim. It was good though.
Yeah,
but Burton's Gotham didn't have this scale. I feel like it was more grounded than the statues, especially. Burton didn't have these huge ass like City of Tomorrow fucking statues.
Yeah, Burton's Gotham, like it did have some of these extravagant elements, but for the most part, when you go back and you rewatch Batman, the original Batman Burton film, and then Batman Returns, it does have a style, but it's still more grounded than what we see in Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
He's got the industry in it, like you can see the piping and he's like, the mills and whatever he's got, and there's like the girders, the Ace Chemical stuff. He's got that going for him. And then even there's these pictures that you can see just the oppressive size of Gotham.
Yeah,
there's this, but like Schumacher's stuff was just like
blam, wham, in your face,
statues,
like whoa,
it's just like wow, like
I mean, look, again, we can criticize the story in these films, but in terms of the scenery, that's some of the best fucking scenery from the 90s. That's some of the best fucking scenery in superhero films, period. It's like, holy shit. So, no, I like that Gotham. I wouldn't mind seeing, I think James Gunn would be the type of person that could do another Gotham like that and do it justice.
There's an article here, but it's the ads, of course, with the fucking ad, no ad for you on Chrome. No, like here's some other pictures too of like from Forever. Like you got the statue here with this spotlights and
so many colors, so many different lights. It's not just one, like, oh, they all have this whitish, yellowish,
blue
light coming from the buildings. It's like, no, like it's just a whole menagerie of colors. Like it's a menagerie of colors, but it's not like it's also like dark. You know what I mean? Like it's such a weird contrast. Because it still feels like Gotham, but it's just like super fucking stylized.
Yeah, and then we get to Nolan, and everything's just like
Nolan's is just, it could be New York.
He's very
Chicago.
He's very grounded too. Like the way that we see, like you can like Batman in these movies, right? In Burton's, like Burton's, you can feel the oppression. Like look how closed off Gotham is, right? It's towering over, and so you can picture Batman's above here, but with Schumacher, you get into like it's a madhouse. It is a psycho. This town is insane.
You know what it is? Burton's Gotham is somewhere between Schumacher's and Nolan's.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in the middle. That's what it is.
Yeah, and then so
I was watching Red Letter Media's review or their commentary of Batman and Robin. Can you imagine Nolan doing something like Poison Ivy or Mr. Freeze?
Mr. Freeze, I feel like he could do. But even then, it's like his idea for like Venom was for Bane to have painkillers because his face was messed up. It's like, so could he even do Mr. Freeze? Like,
see, it's a suit. It's a suit, man. Like that, I feel like that's like Nolan's realism is going to hit an immovable object when it comes to that suit. And the Poison Ivy, I don't think that could happen. Period. Poison Ivy's too much on the fantastical side.
But yeah, looking forward to Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Yeah, the Supergirl movie definitely be a. I think they really set her up. Internet's going crazy for her.
She's great.
You know, she of course she has to fulfill her role of Krypton and create her secret harem. You know, and as per her uncle Jor-El's wishes.
Oh my god! imagine she's got a message too, and it's like, Kara, you must restore the glory of Krypton. All right, you must become a slut.
So, anyway, so Jesker, you know, what'd you do this week?
Oh man, we did a little bit of cooking out on Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the fam. It was you know, probably last cookout of the year, I would say, because it's about to be fall.
Mm-hmm.
Did I do anything else that was interesting over the weekend? Not really. No. I did find out about this thing that's in a Pigeon Forge. I mean, people know where I live at this point. Fuck it. I'm in East Tennessee. So I did find out about the same Pigeon Forge that I didn't know existed until just today. And it's called the Apple Barn. And a little bit of Jesker lore here. I fucking love apples. Apples are my favorite fruit. This weekend, I'm going to try and go and check that bitch out because I want some apples, damn it.
If you want to see us talk about apples, be sure to watch our Halloween stream from last year where we go into a debate on whether or not apples fit as a Halloween food and where it goes.
They do.
And I remember you pushing for apples pretty hard back then.
Bobbing for apples. That's how
like, as a trick or treat thing, it's terrible. You like, get this apple out of here.
Ah, fuck that. Nah, man, you get a little bit of caramel dip on that bitch. Nah.
Yeah, but then you're changing the apple. That's like saying like you could, you know, it doesn't matter. We're not doing this again. This year we're gonna do something else. We just don't know what yet, but we're gonna do a Halloween special again. We're gonna figure it out. But anyway, let's start the show properly. You know, we talked about the DCU, you know, and then we'll talk about the MCU. As it did come out that Deadpool, X-23, and Wolverine will be returning to Avengers Doomsday. And I believe the quote was about Deadpool. This was from Hollywood Reporter. Ryan Reynolds will officially return as Deadpool in Avengers Doomsday. Don't expect him to actually be joining the Avengers team, though. And I think there was another in the lines of like, you know, it's going to be, he's just here for the fun or something like that. But, you know.
Yeah, like what? I'm trying to think what his role would actually be.
I think he could play not necessarily the star, but like the Drax in Infinity War, right? He's gonna be a damage dealer. He's gonna be fun, or like Ant-Man. Well, Ant-Man had a bigger role in like Endgame, but like trying to think of just like, you know, he's just there. He's gonna kill some people.
I'm just trying to imagine what the interaction between him and Dr. Doom is going to be like.
He's gonna be like, "Hey, don't you look like Iron Man?"
Okay, yeah, that's gonna happen.
$500 if Deadpool goes like, Deadpool's got to make like some type of Tropic Thunder reference or something. Like, now you gotta do something like that.
Yeah, no, I just don't want him to break the movie. You know what I mean?
No, I think that it's got the Russos right in. The Russos is humor and like the Russos knew when to let the jokes end. And especially when you watch like Infinity War, like you can count like the jokes were mainly done with the like they were done with like the Guardians. Spider-Man had a few, but then once it got serious, they stopped it. They were over.
Yeah.
So I trust that they'll have their fun. When we get over the fun ride like Infinity War had, just like, wow, look at how everyone's crossing over and everything's so cool. And look, Reed Richards is here and X-Men and Avengers and wow. Then it's like when shit gets serious is when it's like, all right, you know, lock in. Dragonman says MCU is dying. The Spider-Man stuff and the street level stuff Is all he cares about.
I mean,
Right? MCU was dying. They're coming back. I'd say they're fighting.
well, I think in terms of quality, yeah. I mean, Fantastic Four I thought was good. I mean, again, like we did a whole stream on it. I thought it was better than Superman. Not by much, but I thought it was better. But the thing is that the movie flopped. I mean, and it's initially, now I did look today. Apparently, it has reached like 500 million at this point.
Yeah, I think it just didn't blow down the doors. But I think also Fantastic Four, remember it's the fourth movie, and it's the third reboot. Like that's that only Spider-Man had that going for it, and Spider-Man's fucking Spider-Man. Boxing historian did say it is over 500.
Yeah. So I mean, it's I think it's in a much better financial position now. Nobody's talking about that, but yeah. It's true. But I think I honestly I think what hurt Fantastic Four more than anything was the spiraling down of the MCU that preceded it pretty much.
Yeah.
I think that's what damaged it, because the movie in and of itself is a really good fucking movie.
Mm-hmm. Grumpy says, "Hold your horses, Wizard. MCU is still on its deathbed. F4 and all. The Avengers better be unbelievable for the MCU to get out of the flat line."
Yeah, there's a lot riding on this on Doomsday, and
it was not good, says Grumpy. It was passable.
That's
massive
bullshit.
The massive plot holes.
That's bullshit. Yeah, Doomsday's got a lot riding on it, and also that first trailer for Doomsday, when we get it, it better be a fucking banger.
Oh, it will be. The ending scene of fucking Falcon or whoever, Yelena, whoever's gonna be like, "Who are you guys?" And it's just, and then you'll just like, and then you get the fucking like Nightcrawler fucking bamps in, and fucking Wolverine's there, and it's like, it's Cyclops. He's got his fucking suit, and it's just like, oh my god. Because as we see here coming out, Cosmic Circus, who's kind of a trust me bro source, but the X-Men costumes in Avengers Doomsday reportedly look like a blend of X-Men 97 and Astonishing X-Men. I think we're going to get X-Men 97 as the focal point of the costumes, because that's obviously they're pushing that.
Yeah.
And we already saw that, of course, with Gambit and with Wolverine. Granted, Wolverine's suit is also kind of like Astonishing, so I could see what they mean. Like, it's a mix, because clearly it's the two X-Men suits we've seen in the MCU so far. They're Gambit's from X-Men 97. Wolverine's is like 97, but with Astonishing. The movie is full of plot holes, bigger than Galactus. Thunderbolts was better. Hey, at least Grumpy liked Thunderbolts. Hey, someone else who watched Thunderbolts, go watch Thunderbolts. It's on Disney Plus right now. Go watch it. It's good. After the show, though. Don't leave now. After the show.
Leaving right now to go watch it. Bye-bye.
The Avengers will always be a B-class team. It's not sustainable. They just don't have the star power. But they're coming up with the X-Men. They're in the movie. Like, it's gonna be fucking insane. Like, what are we looking at? So, like, we have Alan Cumming talking about how he didn't know who he was acting with half the time when filming Doomsday, because they're done. They filmed all their scenes. They're out of there. I did the entire film in isolation, lots of green screen face replacements. They even gave characters fake names. I don't know who I was acting with half the time. Like, they literally just threw these guys. We talked about this, I think, last week. They threw these guys in green rooms, gave them scripts, and probably made them read lines that aren't even in the movie, talking about who knows what, to like a piece together, hodgepodge the movie together just to hide spoilers.
I guess that's smart from
we'll see.
From a PR point, like to prevent leaks and stuff. But at the same time, I feel like that could really screw up the actor's ability to perform, to act.
Well, that happened with Ian McKellen. They're basically going to make Ian McKellen do it again, but it happened with him with, like, I think The Hobbit specifically.
Yeah, because
I think with Lord of the Rings, he was obviously separate from everyone, but they were all there.
Yeah.
But with Hobbit, he was just in a green room, and they just like get like red lines with him, and no one else was there.
And I think he even said, he's like, I didn't become an actor to do this.
Yeah. So then there's like, well, you're going to do it again, Ian. You know, you're going to be sitting there in that room.
Imagine he says like, I refuse. I will not do this. And then it's
At
like,
least put Patrick Stewart in here if you're going to do anything.
and then they're like, all right, here's a couple more digits. And it's like,
Yeah.
shit, dude, that's all you had to say.
Like, all right, I'll do it. So, anyway, so James Marsden also talked about coming back as Cyclops. I'm excited because you're a part of something gigantic, and I spent 20 years listening to people say, "When are you coming back? When are you coming back? Are you coming back? I'm dead." Well, maybe not. We're gonna have a tough time struggling to get in a costume if they waited a couple more years. It's been a blast. It really has.
It's comic books. Nobody's dead.
Well, especially Cyclops isn't dead if you watch the end of fucking Days of Future Past. He comes back. You know,
it's like guys. It's comic books. The only people that actually stay dead are Uncle Ben and Batman's parents. Okay,
yeah.
It used to be Gwen Stacy. Used to be Stacy, but they said fuck that. So
she's Gwenpool now, and she's back from the dead. And I haven't read that book yet. Yeah. So it's been a nice little homecoming to a role that really put me on the map. Is the first real event project that I was ever part of, and is a very beloved character, this icon from the comics, and so to step back into that role was pretty special. Yeah, for especially when you're him, you know, like luckily he got the Sonic movies, because otherwise Marsden's career was kind of just like he had Enchanted's pretty big, but he's a good character in that, but he's not like, people forget that he's in that, if that makes sense.
His career was starting to stagnate.
Yeah. And so him getting the Sonic movies, and he was able to do some action in that, and he was able to get back into the household name, especially for the kids, you know. And so, you know, that was that. Channing Tatum also talked about how Gambit's not going to go full Cajun. The Russo brothers want things to be funny, but they don't want to go full Deadpool. They want to keep drama and keep it tight. When Gambit gets serious, things do matter. Again, we're talking about like the Russos and the comedy. We kind of knew that was going to be more or less their take on it. You know, they want things to be fun, but when it's time to get serious, they're going to be serious. And so, you know, I don't like Channing Tatum as Gambit at all, says Grumpy. I thought he was good. I don't think that they're going to run with him after this arc is completed, but like,
no,
you know, but. Yeah, I thought he got the physicality for it. He was doing most of that himself, which is pretty cool. You know, he got the accent because he's from Louisiana apparently, and he grew up around Cajuns, so he pulled a lot of that into it. And so a lot of people, even though they make the accent a joke, and I've watched people watch that movie and they think the accent's a joke, but then they find out it's like, that's the thing,
bro. I would try and do a Cajun accent right now because I know I do some voice work and stuff on these streams, but I'm going to be real with you guys. I can't do a fucking Cajun accent. I've tried. I cannot fucking do it.
You kind of almost got to do French, but you kind of got to sound like stupid a little bit. Like, it's something, I don't know how to describe it, but it's, you know, because you got to be like, because when he to do these lines, right? He's like, "My name is Rebbe Leblanc, the Diable Blanc. They call me the Gambit."
Yeah, I can't. It comes out sounding, when I try it, it sounds Jamaican when I try it.
I'm Gambit, man.
I can't. I've tried, man.
You gotta put a little honey in there. Just go. What are you gonna do? Gotta go to did you get the gumbo there? What do you mean? There's like, you kind of get the Jamaican in there, but it's similar. Like, it's kind of similar.
Yeah, I can't. I've tried it.
You gotta watch more Princess and the Frog, Jessica.
That's
now I'm going into the Waka impression that I used to do.
Man, are we still, are those dirty Al beds still around?
We gotta get those Al beds out of here, brother.
we gotta wipe out them Al beds, eh?
I hear that Dr. Doom's teaming up with the Al beds, brother. I can't believe it.
Dr. Doom's teaming up with the Al beds. Bad news, eh, brother?
I'm just saying, they both use the science and the magic. You know, I don't trust it.
They had Dixie Yevon, you know what I'm saying, brother? It's like, Waka, shut the fuck up.
Gambit and Waka, not too far different from my very, very little understanding of Waka.
Jesus. No.
We need to draw Gambit kicking a blitz ball or whatever, and it blows up.
Gambit's way more charismatic than Waka.
My name is Rebbe Leblanc, the Diable Blanc. They call me the Waka.
Christ, bro.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. I sorry, guys. I just cannot do a Cajun accent. I've tried.
which sounds like Rocky. Hey, I have not seen the Rocky movies, so
Dag nabbit, man. We got to get you watching more movies.
I know I got no time now. Especially now, I'm trying to work on comic shit. I'm procrastinating like crazy. But
You've missed out on so many fucking classics.
yeah, I'll get to them.
It makes me sad.
They ain't going nowhere. I finally watched RoboCop because the game was cool. I wanted to watch the movie first.
Oh, speaking of classics, so I watched this short on YouTube that was from an old interview with Cesar Romero, and the interviewer
asking about the Joker, right?
Yeah. It was like, "What does the Joker have green hair?" And he was trying to explain it to her, and she just thought it was ridiculous. I was like, "Bitch, please shut!" Like, I wanted to slap a bitch so hard watching that. I was like, "Bitch, shut up!" But he was explaining. He's like, "Well, like I've not really read the Batman comic books, but I know this much about it." And I'm like, that is an example of an actor who, even though they may not be as deep in this shit as we are, they have enough respect for the character and the audience to actually try and study up on at least their character. And I'm like, where are the fucking actors in Hollywood like this today?
Well, a lot of them, they were explicitly told not to read the comics. Like, paradoxically, James Gunn and Kevin Feige have both told their people to not read the comics. John Cena lives and breathes fucking Peacemaker. He does the red carpet in that suit, right? He said that when he was cast as Peacemaker, he wanted to read everything he could on that character, and James Gunn told him not to bother with it.
Why?
Which, to James Gunn's credit, everything about that character in that show is nothing like the character in the comics, so it would have fucked with probably his ability to act with it. Now, I'm sure Cena's picked up here and there since then, but but in the inverse with Kevin Feige, he's done that too, where it's like, well, we don't want to work with people who are fans of the characters because they don't like it when we change stuff, right? That's been his quote that I've talked about before, especially with like the Thor stories and stuff. But
I don't mind if they have to change a few things here and there for the purposes of adaptation. Obviously, you cannot adapt this stuff 1-to-1 from the comic book. Sometimes it's not going to work in the film medium, but it's keeping the spirit and the essence of the books is what I care about.
And then the Kevin Feige, he got his start as an assistant producer, I believe, and he for the X-Men movies, and he would actually sneak comics to Hugh Jackman to like learn about like Wolverine and stuff, because Hugh Jackman didn't know any of this, and then they were like, don't read the comics, we're not doing the comics, are loser shit, and so it's just, so it's like, it's a weird thing where sometimes they're like, read the comics, other times not. Like the Fantastic Four people like loved those characters. When you listen to interviews with Pedro and especially Vanessa talking about like Sue, she was listing off shit from like, you're like, yeah, back in the 80s she was Malice or whatever, and that character meant this, that, and this other thing. It was like, oh my god, like you fucking did the homework, like you put the work in. They didn't have to do that.
I respect that. I respect what Cesar Romero did. I respect that because they're respecting me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like even if you have to change, because I mean, obviously, like the old Batman shows like very campy and stuff. It's but I still look at that version of the Joker and I'm like, that's still identifiably the character. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's more campy, it's more lighthearted, but it's like I don't look at that and think, well, that's not Joker. It's like it's just a different interpretation of Joker, but it's still in essence Joker.
The imagine the world that we could have gotten if you could have got the 66 cast doing serious drama shit Batman, because like they could all do it.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
Burgess Meredith as like a gritty penguin, because Burgess Meredith, you watch him on Twilight Zone, right? He could get into it, you know. So like he would have rocked it. Cesar Romero was a serious actor. These are all serious actors. They would have crushed it.
If Cesar Romero had done like a more serious, darker Joker, like he would have been scary as fuck.
Yeah, he still had to cover up his mustache with white paint though, but otherwise he would have.
I wonder if they ever considered painting that mustache green. I wonder if that ever crossed their mind at some point in developing that show.
Maybe. I guess the idea was just like it has to look 1-to-1 to the comic, so we just lift it right off, but because that's what kids are going to recognize. So, but Cesar Romero, you didn't want to shave it because he does other roles with it, so it's like, oh, I can shave it.
I mean, it doesn't bother me. I mean,
it doesn't.
I mean, yeah, you can notice it like up close and stuff sometimes, but overall, it doesn't bother me.
No, it's just it makes it because some Joker adaptations he's wearing makeup, and other times he's got its pale bleached skin. It just harkens back to the time when it was like, he was putting makeup on, you know. So.
Although I guess technically, since Romero is basing his Joker off of the one that took the chemical bath, I guess technically I don't know if this is true for the showrunners, but I guess in his mind he was playing a Joker that was bleached. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't know. Grumpy says, "I hate Gunn's Peacemaker. I will never like that stupid unfunny Joker." Oh, Peacemaker's funny. Come on.
I don't think it's like, you know, groundbreaking or anything, but it's okay for what it is.
It's basically like the Deadpool movies just as a show. Like it has that just kind of humor.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it.
Fucking blew my mind that Vigilante in that show was the guy in Half-Blood Prince that was crushing on Hermione. I found that out today. I was like, for real? I was like, I didn't know he's British for one, and then it's just like, yeah, it's fucking him. It's
wait. Who is crushing on Hermione and
the guy in Half-Blood Prince that's like was on the Quidditch team, you know, and then like Hermione uses the charm on him to like move him out of the way, you know. Do you remember that?
Oh my god, I'm totally blanking.
I can't remember his name, but and then he's like, I think he's the same guy that throws up on Snape in the party.
Wait, that's
no, that's
that's Goblet of Fire.
No, it's not. No, you're fucking lead on. No, it's the one with it's the party that the fucking potions guy had.
Oh yeah, Slughorn's.
Slughorn
like
party,
like because Snape crashes that party. Yeah.
It was Snape's like, he's like, you know, he's like, what are you doing back here? Then, you know, and like the guy throws up on him, and then he's like, you know.
Wait, that guy had a crush on Hermione? Why do I not remember this?
Because he's the only reason he's at that part. Well, that might not be the vomit guy. I might be misremembering, but I do know that the one guy who was like, when are you going to introduce me to your friend Granger? Right? Was, you know, it was like when they were playing Quidditch when Ron's trying out, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's that guy, the guy that catches the fly. Like, I like my chances, right?
Yes,
that he's Vigilante. And I just found that out today, and I'm like, no,
okay,
shit. Like,
yeah, now I remember this. God, I can't believe you remember that. That's such a nothing burger.
Well, I saw the clip earlier, when they were like, this is like his his roles, and he had been in other stuff, but I saw like those were next to each other. I'm like, oh shit, that's this guy. But I like those movies.
By the way, the holiday season's coming up, and that means it's time for me to rewatch the entire Harry Potter film franchise.
Yeah,
I do that every year after Thanksgiving. When we start going into Christmas, I take a weekend and I just rewatch all of those films.
Mm-hmm.
That's one series. There's some series that I rewatch every single year. Every year. One is Star Wars, one's Harry Potter, one is the Halloween film franchise. Obviously, that one's in October. But yeah, there's just certain film franchises I have to rewatch every single year.
I usually do that with games. So like it's at the point now where it's like, do I want to re-download Spider-Man or do Arkham Knight because Halloween time. And I'm thinking of Spider-Man because I was watching stuff about Spider-Man 2, and it's like, man, Spider-Man 2 is still such a missed opportunity, but God, do I love Spider-Man 1 so much. And I've already played through that game so many times, but it's like I'm going to do it again.
You associate Spider-Man 1 with Halloween?
Yeah, because there's a Halloween party in it. And it's like takes place in that late fall kind of time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see. I
like September, like late September time, I think is when it takes place.
Yeah. I guess I can see that, but I would associate Arkham Knight way more with Halloween.
Well, obviously Arkham Knight. It go back and forth. It's like, do I want to play Arkham Knight this year or I want to play Spider-Man this year?
What game do you usually associate with Christmas?
Arkham Origins.
Okay, Arkham Origins. Okay, yeah, I should have seen that coming.
Or Spider-Man Miles Morales.
So, fuck it. Yeah.
But that's why, like, you play Spider-Man, you go through and it's like, okay, we do Spider-Man in November, September, November, October, whatever. Go into Christmas time with Miles, and then right after you're gonna play Spider-Man 2, which should have taken place in the spring, but I'm pretty sure it takes place in like the summer or something like that. That's bullshit. Should have been in the spring. But
well, maybe the next one will take place in the spring.
Yeah, that throws it off though.
I mean, we are all the green plants are coming out, and then you got the Green Goblin. It all makes sense. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah, we do have there is news we'll probably get to that next week, and I'm sure we'll have it. We'll have the news. Well, I'll just say it now because we'll have hopefully something soon enough. But Wolverine is apparently supposed to be at the next State of Play. So
when is the next State of Play?
They said it was later this month. So
okay.
Might finally be seeing Wolverine. Now, if you're a keen-eyed viewer and know where to look, you've seen a lot of Wolverine already because there is a lot of Wolverine out there that we were not supposed to see. But it's out there. Second playable characters, fucking boss fights are out there. There's a lot of shit. Cutscenes, characters, cast, everything.
Am I going to get my Kingdom Fried Chicken at this State of Play?
I doubt we're going to see Kingdom Hearts at a State of Play, but I don't know.
Dude, we're never seeing Kingdom Hearts again. It's over.
Nope. It is dead and it will be resurrected, just like Marvel Zombies.
Ayo.
Coming September 24th, 4-part event, only on Disney Plus, TVMA, and they also came out with a nice little trailer to set us up for it here. This is animated by the same people that did the What If show, what they've been working on. So.
Previously on AMC's The Walking Dead.
See, like, the one thing already that'll be weird is the humor. Like, What If's humor could be really annoying. It was largely unfunny. So I hope they don't kind of inject it. They don't do like a Deadpool, like it's bloody and gory, but also we try to be funny about it. It's like,
yeah, can we just do like actual fucking horror?
Yeah.
They're coming for us.
Also, like, the cast always phoned in their voice acting. Like, Benedict Cumberbatch was one of the few people actually performed good in that. Because no one else was voice actors, right? Benedict Cumberbatch is a voice actor, you know.
Avengers are dead.
So here's we see Elena's alive,
and they're coming for us.
But like that line delivery was flat as a board.
It's like, all right, we got one shot at this, honey. All right, go 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
the Avengers are dead.
They're coming
and
for
they're
us.
coming for us. It's like
perfect. All right, good,
great,
good.
Yeah, great. We're done.
Let's wrap this before lunch, right?
The show's already being uploaded to Disney Plus.
Anymore.
Shit.
Oh my god!
So yeah, so we get again. So this confirms to take place in the same universe as the What If episode, because we see here a shot of Ant-Man's head with Doctor Strange's cape, I believe. This was from that episode of the What If show. I don't remember the context, but we do see the shot here of Spider-Man webbing up these guys' heads and ripping them off in one swoop, which people pointed out he could always do that.
Bro, all of a sudden, my neck hurts.
Yeah, too bad Snowman's not here. I would make a Snyder joke, but he's not here.
Where is Snowman?
Yeah, he's got work stuff he's got to do, so he's unavailable.
Now quit your job. Stay online.
Oh, we get some Thor. So this is an interesting thing that we saw glimpses of it here. So this is Blade right here.
Right.
This is Blade, who's actually the avatar of Khonshu, as we see here.
Wait. They made Blade Moon Knight?
So in this universe, Blade is Moon Knight. And this was actually set up in the very last episode of What If. We see that, and it was like, oh, cool, Blade is Moon Knight. But then I think they were like, they just liked that idea enough, so they went with it. And this is the Mahershala Ali Blade, but this is not voiced. He's not voiced. Zombie Ant-Man and Wasp. And then, so he slices Ant-Man right in half. And then we see so it looks like we're getting Thunderbolts because we have Yelena and Red Guardian. I don't know who this is supposed to be. I know Miss Marvel's supposed to be in it, so maybe it's her. And then there's like Zombie Ghost. So really pushing the Thunderbolts, I guess, before the Avengers movie. Go watch Thunderbolts on Disney Plus. See, now like they're cooking a bit, like they're kind of cooking a bit with their choreography. So
I don't know. It feels too Shaun of the Dead to me.
I don't know. Like the action scenes that felt like Clone Wars there in my mind. But
Whoa, that's how you do that then.
Oh my god.
yeah, and Tessa Thompson.
That voice acting.
Aquafina. Yay! Everyone's favorite part of Shang-Chi will be there.
I'm sorry.
And Elizabeth Olsen returning as Scarlet Witch, but as a zombie.
That voice acting's fucking terrible.
So yeah, Marvel Zombies.
Look at me. This is me emoting. It's like, stop.
I am Florence Pugh.
This is me at my most emotional level. It's like, oh no, stop. I can't handle the flood of emotions that I feel coming towards
Aquafina
me.
greater than Tessa
Like,
Thompson
stop.
at Grumpy. I don't know about I don't like Tessa Thompson, but Tessa Thompson at least could like act. Aquafina's what is you talking about?
What is you talking about?
That ain't
Wake
cooking,
up.
It ain't even
Wake up.
No, Aquafina brings energy to her roles. It's just ear grating sandpaper on your eardrums. So that fucking voice. Not Florence Pugh.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's gonna be too Shaun of the Dead, campy zombie stuff, and it's like I want like an actual fucking horror series.
Yeah. Well, even like Marvel Zombies, I believe, kind of goes off the rails in the comics a little bit. And they start talking and shit.
It does, but that was like towards the end of the run.
Apparently, Deceased is still the better of the two. And besides Deceased also having a banger fucking name, like DC EASED.
Blackest Night is a thing.
Yeah, but Deceased is literally like the actual like the whole world is like the death of the whole world, basically. Like Blackest Night, they all came back, and White Lantern and everything. But Deceased is about the anti-life equation, turns everyone into zombies if you look at it or hear it or something like that. And so like they all go through great lengths to like protect themselves, to where Superman makes it to where he is in X-ray vision all the time, so that he can't read anything. It's pretty cool.
I like Blackest Night better.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's not in the running. Is what I'm saying. Like DC's was literally like the Marvel Zombies of DC, or Blackest Night is more like the dead coming back. This is more like the people becoming zombies.
Well, what do you think a zombie is?
But I mean, like zombie, there's the dead coming back, but then there's also like the biting and infecting. That's what Marvel Zombies is more or less about.
Okay, so you're talking about less like the
Night of the Living Dead versus
like the actual nature of zombies, like being like undead, but
yeah,
you're talking about like the actual
like how they choose to tell the story, then
behavior, I guess, of zombies. Yeah. All right. I get
because it's about how it's like how you tell, like I said, how you tell the story. Like your Last of Us, right? The dead ain't coming back, and that it's an infection that spreads. That's what Marvel Zombies is. That's what Deceased is. It's an infection spreading zombie story instead of the dead are coming back to life kind of story, which is what Blackest Night was.
Yeah, different type of zombies. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'll probably watch it because I'll binge it, but it's 4 episodes, so I guess it's not that bad. But
oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, they could have just done a straight to Disney Plus movie instead of it being a series.
Yeah, it's 4. I don't know how long they're going to be. If they're going to be an hour or half hour or whatever. There's probably not a whole lot. They might just try to set up. I don't know what they're going to do. They're trying to set up like another show with it, or what? But this is when we were talking about Harry Potter movies earlier. It actually worked out. I had this. What do you think? What do you think of Chris Columbus? He did Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, let me put it to you this way: the vibes of Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, I kind of like the vibe of those films better than I did the later Harry Potter films. But I'm going to be honest with you. I've not seen, unless I just forgot like what he has actually directed. I don't know. I don't think I know much about him outside of those films.
Well, like I think I only know him from the Harry Potter ones. I think he's done other stuff. Oh, he did Home Alone.
Okay,
Home
yeah,
Alone
see,
2, and
yeah,
Mrs. Doubtfire and Gremlins.
Okay, so then I've actually seen a lot of his stuff.
Goonies, Percy Jackson, Olympians, The Lightning Thief. And this might be producer credits and stuff too. Hold on,
that's a bit of a flop.
This might be producer credits.
Now I can believe that he directed Home Alone and especially Home Alone because there's similar vibes there between those first 2 Harry Potter films.
Oh, he also he wrote Gremlins, he wrote Goonies. So he's actually done a lot. He directed Home Alone.
That makes sense. If you
directed Mrs. Doubtfire,
the vibes of Home Alone and the vibes of those first 2 Harry Potter films, very similar.
Yeah,
very similar. So that makes sense.
So he did direct Lightning Thief and Pixel. So he kind of went like down.
He directed the Lightning Thief.
Yeah.
Ew.
But he was executive producer on Jingle All the Way, Prisoner of Azkaban, Night at the Museum, The Help, Nosferatu.
By the way, The Help, underrated movie.
Scoob. But anyway, he recently had an interview where he was talking about, because he also did the original Fantastic Four movies. He was producer of it, executive producer. So he said that he was fired from the original movie for having, quote, too much of an opinion. I basically said some of this conceptual art should feel more like Jack Kirby, the creator of the Fantastic Four, and should feel more like the Silver Age of Marvel. I left that meeting, and on the way back from my house, got a call from the head of 20th Century Fox saying I was fired. So imagine, like you could have got him to direct it, but imagine if we got Fantastic Four First Steps back in 2005. Like, with like Kirby wearing the Silver Age and Kirby influence on his fucking sleeve, directed by the fucking Home Alone guy. Like, directed by Harry Potter. Okay. Coming right off of Chamber of Secrets too, by the way.
Maybe it could have worked, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Back then, like with the way filmmaking was done and stuff, I don't know if it would have worked out as like what we got with First Steps. I don't know if that would have worked out nearly as well back then.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like the way that technology has evolved when it comes to filmmaking, I feel like First Steps came out at the right time in terms of like how you produce a film like that.
Imagine instead they would have done, aged up Franklin Richards, and he's played by Macaulay Culkin. And when Galactus walks up to the tower, a giant paint can falls down and hits him in the head. Or no, Galactus shows up to the tower, and then he's like, fucking Franklin puts on the VHS, and it's like, like, what are you doing coming here?
You filthy animal.
I know who you are. You were smooching with my brother. And Galactus is like, oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Imagine like Galactus can't eat Earth, and he's like, I'm so hungry. I need to feed. And then Franklin pulls out a pizza, and he's like, an extra cheese pizza, all for me.
Just for Galactus. You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Fucking, I want to see that now.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin is Franklin Richards defending the Baxter Building from the fucking like Frightful Four or some shit, like the Wizard and fucking like, or like even fucking just Blastar or something. Like the Negative Zone. He's defending the house from the Negative Zone, and a nihilist is trying to get in there with something.
Sue Storm's on a fucking forget an airplane. She's on a fucking spaceship, and like she realizes they left Franklin at home, and
she's in the Fantastic Car, and she sits up, Franklin. Why does Fantastic Four and Home Alone work so well as a concept?
Because they're both fucking family films, bro.
I guess
it's that family I want to see Home Alone with Franklin Richards, bro. I want to see it now. I gotta see it.
Like so where he's defending the Baxter Building, and he's fucking Kevin McAllister. It's just like.
Then you just play the Home Alone theme at the end of it. Galactus is lying there dead, and it's just like
Galactus gets arrested, like that one comic where Thanos gets arrested by Earth policemen. Galactus gets arrested.
Franklin just waves to him as he's taken away. A fucking theme's playing. I'm like, oh shit.
Silver Surfer is trying to get in the basement. He like steps on the nail, and he's like, a tarantula falls on Silver Surfer's face.
Touch this scalding hot doorknob.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
Oh shit! I gotta see that now. That's another movie I gotta watch when it gets closer to the holidays. Is the Home Alone, at least the first two.
Yeah, they completely drop off after the.
The third one's okay, but it's a downgrade from the first two. The first two are classics.
Then we got news coming out. Now we had so we have news here of two games that are both more or less being soft confirmed by voice actors, which has happened a lot. Like I was watching a video about this. There's plenty of like voice actors that have just said they're doing something. I remember Kevin Conroy mentioned Arkham Knight before they ever did it, because someone had asked him about Arkham Origins, and they're like, oh, so they're doing Arkham Origins now. He goes, yeah, I'm in that, and that's pretty fun. That's a pretty cool story they're doing, or something like that. And they're like, yeah, but you're not Batman though, Roger Craig Smith. And he's like, oh no, I was thinking of the other one. And then he's like, oh crap, like they had to like cover up that they were doing Arkham Knight.
Anybody remember the teaser for Arkham World?
Yeah. The Spike video game award or whatever. I saw it happen live.
Yeah, Joker
like, holds up the paper.
Yeah, it just says Arkham World on it, and it's like, oh, look at that. And
he's like, nope, oops.
I swear to God, I thought that was actually going to be. In my mind, I was thinking, okay, they tried trapping the villains in an asylum. They tried trapping them in a city. This time, they're going to terraform the moon and trap them on the moon, and that's going to be known as Arkham World.
Or like a theme park. Arkham World, the theme park, like Jurassic World. but before Jurassic World came out.
Oh my God! Now I'm just picturing Batman, but with the Jurassic Park theme.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Dude, yeah, just imagine him like brooding and stuff, and Bruce is like, do 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 do.
Master Bruce, what are you humming?
Alfred, I told you not to bother me at this hour. This is my private time.
So
I thought you were just whacking it in here, sir.
all right.
I'm trying to hum famous movie themes to myself.
So someone
me.
basically someone met Phil Lamar at a con, and I got him to sign my copy of my Just 2 Steelbook. I have this Steelbook, by the way. So first I asked him what it was like working with Kevin Conroy. I said he really didn't work with him too much, considering voice acting is mostly done separate. He talked about the Jon Stewart skin in Justice 1 and in 2. That was placed over the Hal Jordan skin just to his DLC. Then he signed my Steelbook, and I told him he is my definitive voice for Jon Stewart. He hands me my Steelbook and says, they're making another one. They're doing Injustice 3.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Like, was just like, yeah, Arkham Mars, his origin.
Well, he got a call from Warner Brothers later that day.
Well, that does happen with this man who said, yesterday I finally got to meet my favorite voice for Superman, George Newbern. I was telling him he's the definitive voice for me and how much I love the game Multiverses. In response to my Multiverses comment, he told me he's currently working on Injustice 3. And then later on, this guy here posted a thing that goes, I may have misinterpreted his words or something. I apologize for any confusion.
No, you didn't.
And they're like, fucking, they showed up. They pulled up. They were like, hey, cut that shit. You didn't see nothing. You hear nothing about nothing.
They went in there. They're like, don't listen to them. All right, these voice actors, they so crazy.
Yeah, he was thinking of something else we were doing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, look, it's all that drugs that we pump into them with the MK Ultra stuff. All right, don't worry about it.
He deleted the tweet, I believe, and he said, I want to apologize to everyone. I gave the wrong impression here about this, but this isn't a leak or what I meant. I think I got caught up in the heat of the moment and was making a guess of what he said. My mistake. I worded this incorrectly. My apologies.
Yeah, that was basically, you go out there and you correct the story, quote unquote, or you're gonna go missing in the Arizona desert, buddy.
They're doing bro like this and WHQ grabbing him.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, we will make you disappear, motherfucker.
They got him. What does that mean? I liked him too. What does it mean that they got him?
And who's the dude? I had this dream once when I was a kid. It was wild. I was like, I was like standing outside this building, and there was like these guys in black. They were just like doing some kind of investigation at this building, and I said, they can't do that. And then one of those guys came up to me and said, sir, we are they. And I'm like, oh, that's the they everybody talks about. Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering if we want to hit any of this other stuff or save it. But no, we do have here, sadly, the boys are not, the rest of the boys are not here to share in my joy as another game also possibly leaked out by another voice actor. These voice actors, they gotta get a lid on them.
You mean they gotta silence their voice?
As the actor for Jim Gordon has possibly said that they're doing a sequel to Batman Arkham Shadow. Let's go.
Is it going to be VR?
Yeah. I mean, it's the same. It's Camouflage too. They're a VR company.
Why are we doing this VR
shit? There's the best Batman Arkham game since Arkham Knight. We're getting it.
If they ever remake it as like an actual game.
Oh yeah.
Instead of a VR
even like
game.
As a Dishonored, like I talked about, like you could do this thing as a Dishonored clone, it'd be fucking amazing. A first-person Dishonored style Batman game would be amazing. So yeah, a sequel to Batman Arkham Shadow might already be in development. Mark Rolston, who voiced Gordon, said we're about to start another one at Fan Expo Chicago. So it seems to be that's where everyone's just like, don't go to Fan Expo, don't go there, no, stop it, don't ask them questions, no, just sign stuff and go. Camouflage recently confirmed on the Batman Arkham Community Discord they're busy with their next project. Well, Roger Craig Smith avoided giving a direct answer when asked about a new Batman project. Whether it proves true or not, we're eager to see what Camouflage does next. Because Camouflage also did that Iron Man video game. So they could honestly do anything, but I think they got bought by Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers has straight up like put the lid on, like, we are not doing Disney shit anymore.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Which it's disappointing, I guess, but I'm not surprised.
yeah, because the like Lego, I would love a good Lego Marvel superheroes with everyone in it again. We're never gonna get it. We got Lego
Not
Marvel
happening.
1, and it's Lego Marvel 1 is peak, but that's all we're gonna get.
Unless Disney adds another company to their Infinity Gauntlet and
Well, I mean,
buy Warner Brothers, which at that point it's like, well, I guess you just have the whole fucking industry at this point,
yeah.
don't you? You monopolizing bitch.
Well, anyway, so like, technically, Disney can make a Lego Marvel game if they want, because the Lego license is now open for anyone to license out now. That's why we got Lego Fortnite, we got that Lego Horizon game, and we're getting like other stuff with Lego in it, where besides just TT games. So,
Guys.
so we could still get Lego Marvel, but it's not going to be like TT games.
Guys, come check out my new video game. It's called Lego Comicsgate.
There you go. Lego Cyber Frog and
Lego Eric July. It's like, oh shit.
Anyway, I think we'll save the other stuff for next week. We got I think maybe did I hype this up? I don't remember if I listed it or not. Oh no, I did bring this up. So yeah, we'll talk about this then. Yeah, fuck it. Let's talk about the other shit too. Who cares? Who's gonna stop me? Nobody. Jesker has to sit here and endure this until he says that he has to quit.
Oh, somebody help me, please. Wizard, why?
I opened up all the
Wizard,
tabs. I didn't
why?
need to do that. Shit. No, get out of here. It's not what I wanted to open it. I want to open this folder. So we're gonna talk Marvel Rivals here for a little hot second.
Mm-hmm.
This is some news that kind of made its way around last week or so, but NetEase has said that Marvel gave them permission to add OCs to the game. Quote, stay tuned. And people were like, what the heck is this about? As why would you ever need to do this?
Yeah, really. Does Marvel not have enough characters?
Like, and especially because they have come out and said that they have complete access to anyone in the library that they could want. They use any character from Marvel's entire history. They want to keep adding lesser known characters like Jeff the Land Shark. So, and we got recently, they announced Daredevil is coming and Angela. And we'll do that next week. Probably watch the trailer and everything. We'll probably have more gameplay out of that. But Angela looks fucking amazing. She's a tank. She's fucking like tall, and she's abbed out to shit, and people are already thirsting over her.
Dadgum, people. Why y'all gotta be so fucking horny?
Grumpy says that is not new. They've had that from Jump. What's this about? You mean OCs? Because I'll tell you, Grumpy, Luna Snow is not an OC to Marvel Rivals. People thought she was, but she's actually an OC to Marvel Future Fight. Yep. She's an Asian Atlas, but she's not like no. Well, because she was so Grumpy. She was made by a Chinese company for the mobile game Marvel Future Fight. Then she was added in to the thing because she was the only like Korean like character in the comics or whatever. And then they added her in the comics in Ages of Atlas and stuff. And but basically, so then now the person that made that character for Marvel Future Fight works at NetEase. So he actually is there with his little doll that he had made, So anyway, people then joked that they were gonna make Luna Flame, or they called them like they made like Luna Flame, they made Luna Stone, they made Luna like Flower, like they made like all these like different like Luna Snow variants that were all different elements and stuff, and they're like, this is what NetEase is gonna give us. But anyway, yeah, so it's like I don't want them to do any OC stuff. They don't have to, and the thing is that it takes away a slot. for a character that everyone wants. So I'd rather them use the kind of thing to elevate a lesser known character, right? Like what they did with Luna, Jeff, what they're doing with Angela. You know, Emma Frost, even to an extent, was kind of like not as mainstream as she could have been. She got elevated. There was the Iron Fist version that they have, stuff like that. So we'll see what they do with that. But
yeah, I just don't think this is necessary.
It's not. It definitely is not. Like so many characters. Like there's leaks that say that fucking Trapster is gonna be in the game.
That's fucking obscure.
Yeah, he's a fucking he's a villain, so more villains is cool. And gameplay wise, that's really interesting to just throw the glue down and have people like get stuck in or get slowed in or whatever. Like that can be really interesting. He could be a healer. I imagine how they're gonna do Trapster. He's gonna have like little healing glue on the ground. So
fucking healing glue. Remember, kids, you were right to eat glue when you were in school. You're right to eat glue.
To be like Trapster.
Yeah.
You know what Trapster's original name was?
No.
Paste Pot Pete.
What the flying fuck?
And then they're like, that name fucking sucks. Call him Trapster. That name kind of sucks, but he's there.
I mean, it's better than whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, Paste Pot Pete.
Yeah, Pasta Pete.
Pasta Pete. So
Pasta Pete.
So I said in the original tweet that we had OCs, we had DLCs. So Jessica, we got news, an Assassin's Creed game got DLC.
Okay.
But it's not Assassin's Creed Shadows. That already has DLC coming out. Ubisoft is giving DLC to older games.
What?
Full-on expansion, new map, new costume, new story added to Assassin's Creed Mirage, which granted is only the last game before Shadows, but that's still pretty crazy. So we kind of knew this was going to happen. And this had been rumored heavily since the original game had come out. A new story chapter and mission set in 9th century, I believe it's United, I don't know what this is. Gameplay improvements for the base game and new location, all for free. Stay tuned. So basically what happened with this was the Saudi government paid Ubisoft a buttload of money and was like, make a thing set in, I believe, their empire or whatever. And here's a bunch of money. And so they've been working on this with like a skeleton crew probably for a while, or probably splitting the dev time between Shadows. But so Assassin's Creed Mirage is getting a completely free story chapter, missions, and a whole new map and location. So to showcase their lands.
I mean, okay,
it's like
weird. Yeah. I mean, that's not usually how it's done. It's usually, all right, we got all the DLC out for this game. Time to move on to the next game, and we're never going to revisit it unless we do a port or something. But that's, I guess, good for the people that own Mirage because, I mean, it's free DLC. Fuck it.
Yeah, like I have my copy of Mirage, and Mirage is good. Like Mirage, if you've played Origins, Mirage is like the sequel to Origins that Odyssey never was. Plays exactly the same. Like it is pretty good. But and they also updated it a lot since I played it. They added like back ejects and side ejects like the original games now. They added those in. They smoothed out parkour a lot. From what I played, like they did a lot to it already, and they're even talking about like that. There's the gameplay improvements.
Hey, what's Desmond? What's Desmond up to these days?
He is forever, or not really forever living, but his spirit lives on as Code, and he's trying with the protagonist of the last trilogy to solve the second cataclysm coming to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
He's more or less still alive.
Mm-hmm.
But Juno is dead and killed off in a comic.
Yeah.
But
the main fucking villain of the whole Desmond saga. And it's like, just kill her in a comic. Fuck it.
But
good writing, guys. Good job. Good writing. Yeah, great. You're all fantastic writers.
More Assassin's Creed news as so I saw this had come across, and this honestly, learning this news is the first I've heard this, but it makes so much sense. So like the 2000, like the later 2000, like the 2008 to like 2015 games, right, were known for like one big thing, especially Ubisoft games, and that was bloat, right? They had huge ass maps with collectibles and shit that just took up, like, it was like half of the game was like climb the tower, unlock the map, go to the place, collect all the collectibles. Like Assassin's Creed 2 has those feathers for no reason that you have to collect, right? And it's like, but you got to get 100%, right? So this comes from the Assassin's Creed 3 director.
I gotta platinum my game, guys.
Yeah. So the Assassin's Creed 3 director says Ubisoft put, quote, a lot of pressure on devs to, quote, add playtime and bulk out games with RPG elements to, quote, delay resale, as GameStop was the only one making any money on that transaction. That was like, once that hit me, I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense.
That does make sense, but daggum.
So like, slow down the games so that GameStop can't make money selling a new game.
I swear to God,
right
fucking capitalism is a fucking enemy of creativity. It's fucking,
you know, and then to an extent hurt GameStop because they're like, make games bulky. GameStop could have been huge right now. Could have been Amazon if it wasn't for Ubi bloat.
Oh my God.
So
let's just add this shit in, even though it really adds nothing to the fucking game, because, you know, capitalism.
Yeah, we gotta stop GameStop from selling it. So
I fucking hate these people, bro. I'm not gonna get political, but fucking
no, not gonna get all polygonal.
These fucking people, fucking greedy fat cats, fucking. Go ahead.
So no, that was it. People taking capitalism is great. People taking advantage doesn't change that.
Well, you know, I would say if a system allows you to take advantage of people, there's a problem with the system, and you got to come up with a solution to you know, correct that.
Anyway, I wish I had like some type of funny like communist related thing that I could be like. I just had like the national anthem or something.
Not a communist. Just because someone's not a capitalist doesn't automatically make them a communist. It's not a binary choice. The economics is a spectrum, people.
High risk. Anyway, pinned at the top of the chat, of course, is our Ask Us Anything. Just was like, you rather be a commie? I mean, like you capitalism without, you know, restriction does not necessarily equate to communism. Now, I'm not so pro-capitalist or I'm not like so anti-capitalist that it needs restriction, but you know, I'm willing to hear out anything.
I think you gotta regulate really bad behavior and the natural inclination of human nature towards greed.
Yeah. And communism is the one thing where I would say communism not really facilitates, but like rewards greed more than capitalism does.
Yeah, communism doesn't work, but neither does unregulated capitalism.
Then Grumpy asked them, "What are you?" Then we're not getting into that. You can find his on his other channel where he talks.
Grumpy, I'm not arguing with. I'm not doing this whole boomer argument. I get it. You grew up in a very fortunate time in American history. You were born in the right place.
Well, I mean,
at the right time, but that doesn't mean that the system is this fucking sacred thing that can never be criticized.
Grumpy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you were born in America. I don't know. I think you immigrated, right?
Whatever.
I may be
you
wrong.
lived in America.
I may be wrong. I don't.
It's basically the boomer generation. They got lucky. That's what happened.
I mean, I'd say being born at where we're at now is pretty lucky, though. I'd say, like,
hey, Wizard, can you afford a house doing one job?
Afford a house? No, I got a pretty nice.
Yeah.
apartment.
Okay, then guess what?
A pretty nice apartment, though.
You're not doing as good as the boomers.
I'm saying, but like, if we're doing better than like the greatest generation, more or less, was because they were fucking dying.
The boomers could afford a house, a car, all that stuff.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with capitalism versus communism, though. That's just more like
no. But I'm not advocating for
I know.
communism.
I'm talking more about like technology.
I'm saying
know.
that capitalism has its limits, and capitalism has its problems, and capitalism is not above criticism, because there's some
Yeah.
people that will treat capitalism as like this sacred cow that can never be touched, and I'm not one of those people. I think you can criticize any economic system.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
going to
more or
look.
less agree too. I'm just not smart enough to be able to really give the definitive.
I think the solution is an economic system that doesn't even exist yet. It's not going to be capitalism. It's not going to be communism. I don't know what the fuck it's going to be, but both of them are, well, communism failed. I mean, that's
You
obvious.
got it's really you're gonna create Jamesism or Jism for short.
Well, that's a meme right there. That's a meme in the making right there. But no, I think capitalism is in its last stages. I don't know what it's going to be, but something's going to replace it at some point. It's not. We had a world before capitalism. We'll have a world after capitalism. And I think capitalism did a good job for a time. Like, it got us out of feudalism, but I don't think it's the end all be all of like the history's in a constant state of progress. So we're gonna move on from capitalism at some point.
So, this is the clip then that I'm gonna have to add to the StreamYard from Fantastic Four 2.
What do you have against capitalism?
just for whenever you get into talk about something on the staff. What do you have against capitalism?
Well, I don't want because I can go in a whole rant. I don't want to do that right here.
That's for Jesker's channel to have.
Yeah.
Anyway, pinned to the top of the chat is the Ask Us Anything. We got a couple of questions here before we go. Victor the Lore Seeker asks, what inspired your channel and name? So I suppose, my name specifically comes from high school. I was in a talent show, and I was in this more or less club with all these people, and we were we all had to do these like kind of projects. And so the one kid's idea was to do a talent show. And so we were all like helping him out, and we all wanted to do various parts of it. And so the only thing I really had was like, well, or one of the girls there wanted to do a pun off. And so I'm over here like, I would destroy you and everything you like stand for. Like, I was just like so I was like, I'll do it. And so, but so I then had the idea of like, well, what if, because I'm like, I'm stupid, right? I'm just like, what if we do real gay? And I'm like, we do like wrestling names basically. And so I'm like, well, you could call her Princess of Puns. You could call me the Wizard of Wordplay. And then so they did that. And then so I was announced on this pun competition as the Wizard of Wordplay. And so when the time came for me to make like an email stuff, it was like, well, I'll just use Wizard of Wordplay because that's what I was called on this pun competition. And then it was like, well, I got like my PlayStation 4 like that year, and so it's like, well, I got to make a PlayStation name. I'll do Wordplay, and so on and so forth. It just kept going and just being like I'm Wizard of Wordplay. And then by the time came where I was popping up on streams, it was like it took me a while to start chatting in streams, and then once I did, it was just like, yeah, I'm Wizard of Wordplay. And so so that's really where the name came from. And I used to be the Wizard of Wordplay. The true OGs will remember me as the Wizard of Wordplay. Then everyone just kept calling me Wizard and Wizard of Wordplay, so I just took the out, and I like it better without the there.
Yeah, I think it works better that way too.
Yeah, it keeps the WoW consistent and all that. So,
I guess, I mean, nobody asked me about how I came up with my channel name, but it's actually a anagram of my pieces of my actual name. So I was like, well, I can take this bit of my name, combine it with that bit of my name, and it's like, that sounds kind of cool.
And then like, because it was the question, like, what inspired your channel and name? So like, what inspired me to like make the channel, like do the channel? Well, really, I started this. Well, I mean, technically, I started a channel back in like 2011 11, and I made like 3 videos, and that channel's gone now, but I still have the videos saved. I'll watch them eventually. If we ever make it big, we'll be like, hey, remember these? Or like, I had one get like, I think it got like 100,000 views. Oh, like randomly. I didn't expect it. It was made back in like fucking Windows Movie Maker. That's how fucking old this was.
Bro, I'm telling you, you don't know what is going to get recognized by that fucking algorithm. It's so fucking crazy sometimes.
Well, it was me. It was pre, like, to not be the surprise of anyone. It was me talking about what the possible after credit scene for Thor 2 was going to be. And so I think because it was the Thor, like the Thor 2 after credit scene, the movie had just come out, so people were typing it looking for it, right? That was back before you had all those big channels that would do the new rock stars and those heavy spoiler show and all that would just go to get there right away, tell you about what it is. Back then, it was people filming it on their phones, and that's what people were looking for. And so I think that was like, I was one of the few people talking about the Thor 2 after credit scene because no one cared about the Thor movies but me, basically, to make that video. And so my prediction was completely wrong, of course. But no. And so I made that movie, and I made that video when I was like 12 or something. But yeah, and so that one guy, and I just randomly looked, it had like 50,000 likes and like 40,000 dislikes and like 100,000 views. And it was weird because my first time ever getting like recognized like that, like getting anything, and I deleted the video because like, scary. So, but then like this channel, I have actually saved on this channel gameplay videos of me playing Assassin's Creed Origins that are also will only ever see the light of day when if I make it big and I like go back and watch them. But so because I've always wanted to be a YouTuber ever since I was a teenager because that's what I would watch all the time once I got the internet to watch it. But would watch Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter, and I've talked about before, Two Best Friends Play, my biggest inspiration really. But stuff like that. And so I always wanted to be a YouTuber, and then so I wanted to do those back when I was like 16. Did the gameplay videos that they didn't take off. Of course they wouldn't. Then deleted or hid those. They're unlisted. Then 2020 rolls around. I want to do the YouTube thing again because of its quarantine. Everyone's locked in. I want to do that. I did 3 videos that were basically like kind of like video essays, but not really. Talking about video games and stuff about like what goes into like a superhero game, what goes into a good superhero game, and then because Halloween rolled around, I was like, what goes into a good horror game or whatever, right?
I just pictured you being on there being like, does your superhero video game not feature Batman or Superman? Then it sucks.
Don't make it. No, because Spider-Man had come out, so it was like that was really was built off of that.
Oh, and did I say Superman? I meant Spider-Man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Batman. Spider-Man.
Does your superhero video game not feature Batman or Spider-Man? Well, then it ain't shit. All right, that's a video. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time.
So those videos are also hidden. I also have at first I made a review of the Marvel cookbook from the 70s because I have like a collection of like gimmick cookbooks. And that one was like the first thing that I got that's like old like that from the 70s. That one is actually unlisted, but if you go to my WoW reviews playlist that has the Superman movie review in it, you can find that at the very bottom as well. If you scroll past some video game reviews that you probably don't need to watch, that are not from my channel, but they do have my voice in them. But anyway, yeah. And so then it was like when I got in my other place, I started drawing. I'm like, well, I'm going to record myself drawing. And then so to give myself a reason to draw more. And then so I started uploading there and then got into the streaming, obviously from previous hobby of mine. And then, and so here we are.
All right. So is that going to be in the biography?
I don't know. I mean, like, just
the tell-all novel that's going to be coming out.
The tell. We don't need a novel for me to tell all. I just just ask me the question. I'll just talk.
I guess I don't know. I guess for me, so I first started coming onto YouTube. I discovered YouTube probably around early high school. So we're looking at what, 2008, I guess. So I discovered YouTube, and I first got into it because literally like the first thing I started watching on YouTube was people like uploading episodes of Bleach, the anime Bleach, and I would watch it there and stuff. And then I started like expanding outside of that, and I was like, oh, there's actually like anime reviewers, there's like people doing let's plays and stuff. And I started finding certain people that I really like, and they kind of inspired me. And I've had a couple of channels before I made the ones that I had now, but I never really took them seriously or anything. And then I was like, you know what? I could do this content creation thing. I've got ideas. I got words. I'm smarticle. I got the intelligence. And I was like, let me try and get more serious about this. Now, given I've been on a long hiatus with shit, that's mostly because real world stuff has just taken precedent. Fuck doing this job that I'm doing right now. But I want to get back to it eventually. But yeah, like I would say as far as like anime content, like stuff like that, I would say probably people like King of Lightning, who is still got a really strong channel. Then there was like there's some people that aren't even around anymore. There was like this guy called Uber Hikari. But people like that kind of inspired me with like a lot of the anime content that I like to make. And then like movie content, obviously a lot of the movie content, I'm not going to lie, Channel Awesome was like a big inspiration for all that. So like Nostalgia Critic, Linkara, Spoonie. It's obviously some of these people have kind of fallen from grace since then. Phaelus, people like that. And then video game content, the one person as far as like let's plays and stuff like that, like actual like gameplay stuff, there's this guy that used to be a big let's player back in the day called Necroscope. And Necroscope did like a lot of Final Fantasy let's plays, like a lot of like older games and stuff, point and click and stuff. And he was like the first one I was like really hardcore into watching his stuff. He's not on excuse me, he's not on YouTube anymore. He had a daughter, and that kind of took him away from doing a lot of content creation. He's not been on YouTube probably in over a decade. But there is an archive channel. There is a channel that's like uploaded a lot of his let's plays and stuff. If you want to go check it out, it's called Necro. That's like, the dead, like Necro. Scope, like on a gun. 86 archive. Go check it out. It's obviously dated because it's like from the late 2000s, early 2010s. But that was like a lot of the stuff that like really inspired me as far as video game content goes. But yeah, that was like the start. That was like the inspirations. And here I am, your lovable, adorable twink.
Then Grumpy starts his train asking, I finally saw Deadpool and Wolverine. What'd you guys think of it? I thought Deadpool and Wolverine was great.
Fantastic.
Great movie. Definitely like one of the top of the MCU with the nostalgia bait stuff. I know people don't like it, but there's a difference to it when you treat the characters and the audience with a respect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Deadpool and Wolverine did. That's what No Way Home did. It's what Doctor Strange didn't do. Doctor Strange 2 did not do that.
Yes, I agree. Like, it's nostalgia bait done right. Same thing with like No Way Home, nostalgia bait done right. Doctor Strange 2, ooh,
yeah,
ugh,
like just on cameos for the sake of cameos, no substance.
It's just like, oh look, it's Professor X coming out in like the yellow wheelchair.
And he's like, he looks so old, and yeah.
And it's just like
Grumpy says, I actually enjoyed it, even with the troublesome things. I did like Deadpool and Wolverine. Grumpy liked Deadpool and Wolverine.
I think Disney was like, hey guys, remember this? It's like,
Yeah.
all right, 10 out of 10
Like,
movie. Give us an Oscar.
don't do that with Secret Wars. Do not do that.
Like 10 out of 10 movie. Love us, guys. It's like, that's not how it does.
Grumpy says, I've never seen Logan. I don't think I ever will. Well, like
What?
a lot of what's great about Deadpool and Wolverine is the fact that it's a sequel to Logan, and
Yes.
in a lot of ways.
Oh my god. Yeah, go see. Yeah,
I
Logan's
watched
great.
Logan's
Logan is
amazing.
good.
Logan's another probably like 9 out of 10 superhero movie. I don't know if I would ever. I don't know what I would call a 10 out of 10 superhero movie, but it's a 9 out of 10 for sure. Like it's up there.
I 10 out of 10 is tough. I reserve 10 out of 10s for very like that. That's it's hard for me to give anything a 10 out of 10. I will say The Dark Knight is probably, I think The Dark Knight's a 10 out of 10 movie.
Yeah, I'd say that too.
Yeah, like that's when it's like I feel really confident saying
Well,
I can't think of anything wrong with this film.
I'll speak for Snowman since he's not here. The suit is not as good as in Batman Begins. So
I don't
the
give a fuck about that.
Suit's a low point. I'm not saying it would drop at a point. I'm just saying that that's like the only flaw I can think of off the top of my head.
Do you know how fucking subjective that is?
I'm just saying that it deserves to be mentioned. If he's watching somewhere in the great beyond, he'd want to know.
He did?
I don't know.
Oh, he finally melted, huh? Right when we were about to go into fall and winter. That's ironic. Goodbye, Snowman. Rest in peace.
I like the actress for Laura, but she should be playing Kitty Pryde. I read the synopsis, and I like Mangold, but I don't like the premise of Logan. First of all, so Daphne Keane, right? I think I'm allowed to say this because I'm 6 years. So she's only 20, so she's still young. But Daphne Keane is hot. I'm just gonna say it. Because Daphne Keane's hot. But anyway, she's really great as Laura, and I'm glad she is coming back. But I don't think she'd be a good Kitty Pryde. No, for one, Kitty Pryde is Jewish, so I'd be like, probably get a Jewish lady for that. But you don't have to. But I like Kitty Pryde with like the curlier hair too, like the more like 70s Kitty Pryde. So I'm going to be honest, when I think of Kitty Pryde, I think of the Evolution version. Evolution, yeah.
Yeah, like as soon as somebody says Kitty Pryde, that's the one that pops up.
Grumpy says, look at her, she looks like Kitty. Yeah, but like she's a brunette woman, of course. Like you could fucking pick the fucking chick from Stranger Things. You fucking Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, instantly somebody says Kitty Pryde. Boom. That's every time her name is brought up, I think of the Evolution version.
Well, yeah, unless you're gonna pick Elliot Page. You know, there's no other Kitty Prydes besides the one from. I doubt you've seen Pride of the X-Men because you're a fake fan, Jessica. You don't see Pride of the X-Men.
No, I have not.
It's free on YouTube. It was the original pilot for what they were gonna do with the X-Men animated series, but they didn't pick it up. But it's what the X-Men arcade game was based on. It had Dazzler as the in the roster. Dazzler and Colossus, Wolverine, Storm, and Cyclops. And it's like you can watch the pilot. It's like I think like a little over an hour or something, or like less than an hour, but like over half an hour. And it's got like Magneto and Asteroid M and like all like Emma Frost is a villain. It's pretty cool.
I have to check that out. Let me ask you this.
She looks like Kitty from the comics and X-Men Evolution.
When somebody says Nightcrawler, who's the first one that pops up into your mind?
The 90s, the cartoon.
The and that version.
Yeah, that one. Not Evolution. I don't know who Evolution. I gotta rewatch Evolution. I used to watch those VHSs to death back in the day, but then they had it all on YouTube back in like 2015. I rewatched it then, but I haven't rewatched it since. I gotta rewatch Evolution.
I think I prefer the animated series Nightcrawler.
Mm-hmm.
But because the Evolution version is so prominent in that show, I feel like I've seen more of him.
Yeah.
Now
he's the Beast Boy of X-Men Evolution.
Yeah, like that's not exactly. I mean that's not really Nightcrawler like from the comics. Like it's a different thing, but at the same time, I just feel like I think I've seen that version more, like that particular Nightcrawler.
Yeah,
but I like just in terms of writing, I do think the animated series version is better. Plus, I love the whole arc with him and Logan finding his faith and stuff, and that fucking episode brings tears to my eyes.
Grumpy hates the evolution emo designs, or some of them, or whatever, but Storm looks fine. So Storm, I think, is the one where if you tell me to think of Storm, I think of evolution. I will say that.
Now that's interesting because when somebody says Storm, I think of the animated series.
So another one that I think Blob, I think of evolution. Blob.
Yeah. Toad, I think of evolution Toad.
Evolution Toad, yeah. I don't know if I'd say Quicksilver. Because I think the movie, definitely the X-Men movie took that over, but
I think as far as like Wolverine, it's the animated series. Storm, it's the animated series. Cyclops, it's the animated series. Jean Grey's kind of like another.
Ooh, Jean Grey, I kind of go evolution on too.
Yeah, see, it's
maybe you say Phoenix. You say Phoenix, then you go. TV show, you go animated series, but Jean Grey.
But like when I think of Jean Grey and I think of like her design, like what I think of like the Jean Grey design, I think evolution.
Yeah, still crazy that fucking show created X-23. Like,
I know, right?
And then it's like now she's an MCU character. Like it's nuts. The Harley Quinn of Marvel, basically.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, you know what? Kind of, yeah. Like in terms of her creation, yeah, it does.
Created a girl character, created a TV show, made mainstream in the comics, made mainstream in the movies.
Yeah, it does mirror Harley Quinn.
And there's also like a girl version of a male character as well. Like Harley's like a girl Joker.
What about Mystique?
Mystique, I suppose, is the movies. It's like Rebecca Romijn movie version is where I go to. Because she's in Evolution a lot, but you see her a lot more as like the principal, at least the VHSs I had.
Well, in the first season.
Yeah.
After that, it's a lot more.
I only really had a lot of the first season.
Have you seen the entire show?
I saw the whole show. Yeah, like I said, I rewatched it back in 2015 all the way through.
Yeah, so you know, like the whole thing about like her being they get into like the whole her being Nightcrawler's mother thing and like Rogue, and they get into like that whole thing later on in the later seasons. Yeah, you know what, in terms of like who I think of when you say Mystique, it's not even like the original X-Men trilogy I think of. It's like First Class and like the newer X-Men films. Like,
so Grubby says that show did not create. Well, he says X-12. Ethan Van Sciver created X-12, but I mean X-20. Wikipedia says X-23 was created by writer Greg Kyle for X-Men Evolution television series. Now there might have been an X-12 like something else. I don't know. I don't know what Grumpy's talking about. If it's just a female Wolverine something or other.
I've never heard of X-12.
I think he just typoed.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he just typoed. But X-23. Yeah, no, I don't see no Ethan Van Sciver making no X-23 there, Grumpy. Now, he may have done stuff for that comic because then it says X-Men TV before debuting the Knicks comic series in 2004. So we had like a whole year before.
Now, Ethan may have been the one to do the first comic book about X-23. But that doesn't mean that's where the character was introduced.
Yeah, even the Knicks character run that she appeared in, the Knicks comic run, it says was between 2003 and 2005, and she didn't appear until 5 or 4, I believe it. But Joshua Middleton did the art, so it's not even Ethan. So I don't even know what you're talking about. Ethan made X-23 at Marvel when he made Dust. Well, I mean, it was like, we got a point. We get source. Trust me, bro. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna need some citation on that.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Like, Wikipedia is pretty good at giving Ethan his due with what he made and what he co-made, but I'm not seeing no Ethan on here. I ain't see no. I'm searching Control F on Ethan. I ain't see no Ethan on this page about X-23. So anyway, no. So quick quiz, Jesker. X-Men Evolution's voice cast. Magneto, the voice of Magneto in X-Men Evolution, voiced what video game character?
I'm trying to remember what Magneto's voice sounds like in X-Men Evolution.
See if I can find a clip of it.
Because dadgum, that animated Magneto is just so fucking iconic.
Yeah, he was almost the live action Magneto, the one from the 90s cartoon. But he couldn't get out of his contract. He was in like Stargate, I think, or something. He was in one of those shows. He couldn't get out of his contract.
Huh.
Oh, wait.
We don't want to thin our ranks now, do we?
No, sir. I'll be more careful.
Mind you are. Remember, this is only the beginning.
That's Christopher Judge.
Yep, it's Christopher Judge.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, God. Who else did Christopher Judge? Wait.
Really? I thought
Kratos?
Kratos, yes.
Yeah. Kratos.
Yeah, so I had found out that recently that he was Magneto in that, and he's got that voice.
Boy.
So,
oh my God.
Grumpy says, no, Wikipedia hates Ethan and lies about him constantly. You should know that. Well, like I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure if I look up fucking Saint Walker, they fucking show that he had a hand in that too. Now, maybe Ethan might be like talking himself up more than what can be verifiable. No, it literally says fucking right here on fucking Saint Walker's fucking thing. You fucking comic skaters, you guys gotta like fucking take a fucking break half the damn time. It says right damn here, Saint Walker, the Blue Lantern, created by Jeff Johns and RT's Vance Guy. So like, come the fuck on. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah, no, it's like, no, it was an X-Men Evolution. Like, I'm looking at the like the AI results. Like, yeah, like she first appeared in the animated series X-Men Evolution in the episode X-23 on August 2nd, 2003. First comic book appearance was in Nick's number 3 in February 2004.
More nuances. It's not about nuance. It's about the fact or not. Like, did either of us ever have a head? Like, show me the receipts, Grumpy. You got my DM. Show me pictures. Show me fucking anything.
Where was the character first introduced? I don't care. Even if there was like concepts going on in the background stuff, that doesn't fucking matter.
Or where like if you're saying the character of Dust was created by Ethan, or there's a character, like, you got to show me something. I'm not, I'm just saying, because the signs, all signs ain't pointing to the true.
I mean, listen, bro. It's like saying, well, actually, no, Harley Quinn's first appearance was not in Batman the Animated Series. It's like, yes, it fucking was.
Or like, it'd be like saying like Harley Quinn's first appearance was in some like Batman 66 because Joker had a female henchman. It's like, oh, well, that's not quite right.
I mean, I could see that being the part of the inspiration for Harley Quinn.
But it's also, when you look up the inspiration for Harley Quinn, it's never listed. There's the character in Days of Our Lives that Arlene Sorkin played. That was one of the inspiration for Harley Quinn, so it's like there's all that, in there,
but I mean, saying something's an inspiration, or even if there was a prototype, like some kind of precursor to X-23, that's still not the character X-23.
And that would also kind of show up in that thing. Now, there are cases like that where it'd be like, yeah, some alternate universe daughter in the future or something that appeared in like one comic issue. That happens. But they would, you would kind of have rumblings about it. But like I said, that's a completely different character than X-23 as we know her now. Everything that you see about Laura is what that Evolution episode introduced. The clone, the 2 claws, the foot claw, which I'm pretty sure in the Evolution show, that was a boot knife. And they just kind of retcon that to being a foot claw later because it's cool.
Yeah, sometimes the rule of cool outweighs everything else.
Yeah. Then my second one, Jesker, is the voice of, we mentioned the 90s Nightcrawler.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what character that voice actor did in a video game. I'll give you hints. It's an Assassin's Creed character. Let me pull him up here. I don't think you'll be able to tell from here, but
when the spotlight went out, I was still an outcast, shunned and hated.
He's got to have a speech somewhere.
Please, you do not understand.
It's difficult to hear it. You can.
You and me are through. This is the end, demon.
I thought he had more of like a longer speech.
Well, there should be. I mean,
Can I talk
should
to
be
you
one
a
where he's like
second?
talking to
Of
Logan
course,
about
Fräulein.
faith and stuff.
Rogue says the things you said to Wolverine meant a lot to him.
Our time together meant a great deal to both of us. Shouldn't we help them?
They can take care of themselves.
So
You
he's
and
doing
me
the
can
German
help
voice. You can kind of hear it. So it's a famous Assassin's Creed character, not any of the main protagonists, although you do play as him. The game you've played.
So it's one of the older Assassin's Creed games?
Yes. Pre-RPG era.
Okay, pre-RPG era.
Desmond, like
he's not a main playable character. Oh, it's not Hatham, is it?
It's Hatham Kenway.
Is it? Oh, it's fucking okay. That was yeah. All right, you were tricking.
That's Hatham's voice.
You.
It's like I found that out, and I was like, "What? That's crazy."
How scary can a bunch of kids be?
So like,
Nightcrawler.
Wolverine, please. I need your help.
He really doesn't
he's
sound like
doing
Hatham.
you can kind of hear his like
Can I
because he's
talk
putting
to
on
you
the
a second?
accent. But you can hear
Of
his.
course, Fräulein.
Rogue says the things
I
you
don't know.
said
There's
to Wolverine.
it's
meant
hard
a
to
lot-
hear, but it is the same actor.
Yeah, I can't really hear Hatham in him. But the reason I guessed Hatham is he said he's not like one of the main playable characters. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. That's like that's like a
Grumpy, yeah.
clue.
No, Grumpy. That's I was I'm not saying like I was just like never actually sounds getting angry. I was more just like, well, you're just saying stuff. I'm just like, point me to the thing. No, I'm not angry with you, Grumpy. I'm just like I would like to be shown just as much as anyone because I like the history of the character. Because if I'm telling this story, right, like I want to talk about like X-Men Evolution, that where Laura came from, right? And
Look, I'm
like,
gonna say what I say about everybody that makes any kind of claim like that. Show me the receipts.
yeah, and he said
I'm not ever
Ethan
gonna
wasn't the only one that said it. I
Yeah.
understand needing different proof. I don't have the streams to prove it, so I'll let it go. No,
Yeah,
in my heart, she was not creative for that cartoon. That's just like that's so weird to just have that to be like, like I don't know. Like I feel like at this point we would know all the information about all of that stuff.
Yeah.
To be like, like Ethan Van Sciver created this character for this other like even if it's like I said, even like Jessica said, it's back before like she never saw the light of day, and Ethan had a similar concept, but then obviously this writer had a different idea, the same kind of concept, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to see.
I don't give credit where it's not due, and I also just don't believe people based on trust me, bro. It's like no.
And I'm not saying it's your fault, Grumpy. I'm just saying you got trust me, bro.
And I'm not saying that as like anything like in particular against anybody in particular. I'm just saying I'm like that with everybody. I don't trust anybody's word on stuff. You got to show me the proof.
Well, I've said stuff wrong about like characters before because like someone will make this meme or make this thing on Twitter you think is like the comic canon, and then you're like you tell the story, and then you find out later that's not even fucking true. Dang it, because that story sounds so good, but it's not true.
Yeah, I mean, like I always try to preference what I say. If I'm not sure about something, like if I know I don't have the evidence to back it up, I'll say, well, I think
I
this
think I
to be the
heard.
case, or from what I understand, or from what
Yep.
I've been told. I always try and preference it. And I'm
Even if I know something, I ain't gonna say that.
I'm very careful about how I word things. That way, if it comes back later that I'm wrong, it's not like, well, I made this definitive statement. It's like, no. I'm saying I think, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I
so,
could be wrong, but I think this is true, but I don't know. Now, if there's something I'm making a definitive statement about something, I will bring up the facts and the evidence to back up the claim.
I tend to believe non-SJWs or SJWs in general because every show I've ever known about has lied big time. Oh, well, that Grumpy, that's a little too tribalist. That's a little too tribalistic for me.
That's tribalism, and that's a bias. And I don't see now. See that's the thing, Grumpy. Like, now that you've said that, I believe it even less because you have a bias.
Yeah, and again, this isn't shit on Grumpy time. I'm just saying that it's like, you gotta sometimes Occam's razor, right? Simplest answer off correct. But every single source is saying that Laura was created for that show, and everyone has corroborated that and everything else. And then there's like a few trust me bros out there that I'm just saying, even if it was Ethan himself, trust me broing, I'd be like, well, you got to show me something, Ethan.
You're coming from a place of emotions, and I don't care about emotions. I care about facts and evidence. That's what I want to see.
So anyway, we'll put a pin in this until evidence comes forward. Ethan follows me on Twitter. I can ask him. He'll probably unfollow me once I do, but no, even still, Grumpy, I have the most to gain from Laura actually being an Ethan creation because she's like a lot of Ethan stuff. Like, I mean, Jessica Cruz, I think, got the most mainstream publicity being in like a movie, being in animated Super Pets. But like, I would want to be like I want to one day be able to tell my brother, like, hey, look, that guy that co-created that character, hey, they follow me on Twitter, I was on a podcast with them, but like
Grumpy, the thing is though, like, we're talking about a show from the early 2000s. Like, there wasn't all this SJW, anti-SJW crap going on. So that argument doesn't hold any weight. And also, like, it's not like the entire mainstream is made up of SJWs. That's just a bunch of outdated culture war crap from 5 years ago. Nobody cares.
And I will say too, Grumpy, that not to blow up anything, but Ethan has lied about me once. He said I was a good host. So, like, we just got to throw everything Ethan says up. Anyway,
I give Ethan his credit where there's actual evidence to back up what he says. But at the same time, Ethan's not always been entirely truthful when it comes to certain things.
Well, and even then, I don't even know if this is him lying or if this was just like miscommunication, like stuff gets lost in translation, telephone, who knows? So anyway, moving on. Grumpy then asks, using any pirate you like from all media, who do you crew in your ship and what is it called? What are its armaments? So this one is, I guess, mainly for me. Loving pirate things. So I guess you put pirate singular, so I don't know if I have to pick one, but you do say who do you crew in your ship, so I guess I could use multiple. But you get like with picking a crew, you have a lot of like different roles, so we'll just chalk all the people up to like nameless pirates, and we'll pick captain, first mate, and bosun. And you could also do navigator, but like we'll do captain, first mate, bosun. Yeah. So captain, you got to get Jack Sparrow to be your captain. Now you could say I'm the captain, but we'll just do it. Let's do it. And then first mate to keep the order. You gotta go for Shmi, but specifically the Shmi from Hook. Like, that's your good first mate. And then your bosun, who's gonna keep your crew in line when they get out of hand. He's gonna give him the cat of nine on the back, So real life or fictional counts. Then Anne Bonny, because I really love her so much. To where you will be able to see a character based on her. Well, I forgot. I gotta put. Well, so Anne Bonny specifically, real life Anne Bonny, but Anne Bonny from Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That's the one because her singing voice was great.
God, yeah.
And she had cleavage like crazy. But also I love Mary too. Fuck. And then Mary is also in the crew as well because you gotta have Anne and Mary there. Edward doesn't have to be there. Edward's cool, but like Edward and Jack Sparrow would get nothing done if they were on this crew.
Boy, ain't that the fucking truth?
They would just be fucking drinking and having fun all the time. So. Anne needs more love. Well, luckily, Grumpy, you will be able to give Anne a version of Anne, a reference to Anne, a tribute to Anne, with my comic when it comes out eventually, maybe this month if I can lock the fuck in, but not the whole comic, just a part of it, or a tiny comic, an ash can. But more on that eventually later if I can stop fucking procrastinating. I've basically been living the damn SpongeBob episode, especially today, where I had a day off and I was fucking gone all day because I was like wasting time. So there we are. So then Grumpy asks, all right then, Wizard, Jessica, Marvel's Katie versus Tessa Thompson, as she is the same in every role. Who's your pick? Use a vote. I don't know what you mean. Marvel's Katie. I don't know what he means by this versus Tessa Thompson. Where is Snowman? As I explained, and he did say that he asked that after.
I don't understand the question.
Mm-hmm. I don't get this one, Grumpy. I know we were talking about Aquafina versus Tessa Thompson. Unless you mean Kate Bishop, but I like Kate Bishop. I like the actress. Marvel's Katie. Okay, Aquafina. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Aquafina versus Tessa Thompson. No, Aquafina is way more annoying than Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson is just annoyingly written. Fucking what's his face? Taika Waititi fucking was using her as in his throuple with his wife as their unicorn. So he like wrote her like shit and all that stuff. So that's why. The girl from Shang-Chi was way less. She's forgettable, honestly.
Yeah, she's just kind of there. She exists. But
no, the actor, and then actresses wise, Aquafina is way more annoying than Tessa. Tessa doesn't do anything.
I agree.
She was in the only other thing is I've seen her in is like I know she's in that Men in Black movie with Chris Hemsworth, but I never watched it. And she was in I think that movie with Natalie Portman, like The Arrival or whatever the other one.
Quick hot take, and I know this sounds random, but Val Kilmer was not a bad Batman.
Fair enough. He's forgettable to me. I'd have to rewatch it.
Well, he's not a bad Batman. I'm going to be honest with you. He's a pretty good Bruce Wayne. Like when some of the scenes where he's like contemplating on like his parents and stuff. Go back and rewatch that. It's not bad.
I do have to point out that Swan did burn you earlier because she pointed out Jessica doesn't
No,
care about emotions.
It's not that I don't care about emotions, but if we're going to talk about winning an argument, or we're going to talk about making a claim, facts, sources, information, evidence. That's all that matters. I'm sorry, but my emotions, your emotions, everybody's emotions, those are subjective. Those are not objective. All right. They don't fucking matter when it comes to defining reality. It's because that gets into the whole, well, it's my truth. It's like, no, bitch.
Grumpy.
It's
this
like,
ain't
it's like,
sorry.
It's like, no, there is the truth. That's
Grumpy,
it.
I just Googled this. That's a terrible fan cast, Grumpy. She is old, bro. Like back in like the day, sure, but like you're not talking about the day. We're talking about now. Like she is not Brunhilde, bro. She is not Brunhilde. I don't know who you get to be Brunhilde, but it's not her. Brunhilde needs like muscles and like thick thighs and to be like kind of tall and shit. Like And Brunhilde. Then Grumpy then says, "Who is your favorite Avenger? All time, no cheating, just pick one." I asked, so I don't have to. LOL. Thor is my favorite Avenger.
My favorite Avenger. I guess I'll go with Iron Man. Yeah, Iron Man.
He's a constant, at least constant Avenger. And then finally, Grumpy asks, favorite but not best Arkham game. City was his. Iron Man or Cap, depending on the days.
Favorite Arkham game. I have a lot of love for Arkham Knight. I know people shit on it, but
yeah, Arkham Knight's real good.
I'd probably say Arkham Knight is probably my favorite, but I think in terms of like the overall
package,
Arkham City is undoubtedly the best.
City has to be. City is literally, I described it as a 10 out of 10.
And that it's one of those things too where it's like similar Batman take. My favorite of the Nolan trilogy is Dark Knight Rises. But
mine used to be Dark Knight Rises.
But if you ask me which one is like objectively the better made film, it's Dark Knight. Like it's absolutely Dark Knight. The problem with Dark Knight Rises is it starts to have issues towards the end. Like it starts to have some issues toward.
How did Batman get back to Gotham with no money and anything?
Yeah. If the ending was cleared up a bit, if that was fixed up, tweaked a little bit, it would be on par with Dark Knight. But like I'd say Dark Knight Rises is a 9 out of 10 film, and I would say that Dark Knight's a 10 out of 10 film.
I don't know if I'd put Rises. I don't know if I'd do 9 out of 10 for Rises. Rises is good, but like it's missing. There's no Batmobile in it. There's like Catwoman's good, but like Bane's good. Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one because it's like, ooh, I want to put it that high, but I'm also like, I'm trying to speak for Snowman because he's not here, and he's gonna be like, nah, bro, like Catwoman shouldn't have ended up with Bruce. Suit's ugly. Bane fucking sucks, and I don't know if he thinks that. I'm just trying to remember what his things are. The Joseph Gordon-Levitt's terrible, and the Robin thing's dumb. I said he should be Azrael, and he's like, he's not cool enough to be Azrael. I'm like, no, but it's a better reference than Robin. If he's John Paul Valley, right?
I like the thing that really like breaks Rises for me is it's some of the stuff at the end that's questionable. That's what takes it down from being a 10. That's why I would put it at a 9. But I mean, for most of that movie, like 85-90% of that movie, it's just like daggum, son. Like
I'll give you that.
Fucking crazy.
I'll give you that, Grumpy. I don't think that would have worked if they made him just Ubu the whole time, but he is just Ubu. I'll give you that one. I do like Bane in that movie though, and I do like I have literally like a bust of him. That he is just basically like Ubu though.
I love that Bane. That's a fantastic Bane in Dark Knight Rises.
We're gonna get a proper Bane at some point still. So
at some point, but for what that character was, I really like that Bane.
Well, the movie that we're getting is like it's supposed to be the Bane and Deathstroke movie is supposed to be going forward at DC Movies. So it's basically what I had pointed out is Bane. It's Bane and Deathstroke, and they're going to be teaming up to fight the Anti-Monitor, and they got to go through the different timelines.
Wait. What are you talking about?
So they're going to do a Bane and Deathstroke movie. That's happening, right? My joke is that it's called Bane and Deathstroke, and it's going to be them going to fight the Anti-Monitor, and they go through different timelines, and they fight all the different Deathstroke variants. It's basically doing like a Deadpool and Wolverine joke.
Okay. I thought you were being serious. I was like, Where is this coming from?
But no, that movie is reported last I heard still happening.
Why do we need a Bane and Deathstroke movie? Like, that's a combination I never would have thought of.
We'll find out.
But then again,
but hold on, let him cook.
I never would have thought of Poison Ivy and Bane as a combination either. So
that's why every Poison Ivy action figure comes complete with him.
Oh God! Now can you imagine the Dark Knight Bane, but with the lines of the Bane from Batman and Robin, like up there giving that speech about the Harvey Dent realization? It's like, oh,
yeah,
and it's just like, okay, what's happening here?
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's the show. Thanks everyone for coming. Thank you, Grumpy. Of course, thank you, Swan, sticking out till the end. We had Roy Jin here. We had Boxing Historian came around. Cynic was here. Who else was here earlier? Trying to scroll back and remember. A Tory fan was here as well. And yeah, that was got a lot through. Yeah, Victor Lore Seeker. Yes, thank you, Swan. Victor Lore Seeker was here as well. So yeah, we had the good coverage. Yeah, we got a lot through. Next week we'll have Marvel Rivals, of course, with their angelic mommy, as some people have said. Now, I'm not saying that I'm one of those people. I'm just saying that people have said that. But thank you, Jessica, for being here.
You're welcome.
And we will be back next week as always. We will have like I said, we'll got that Marvel Rival stuff. Got a couple more stuff kind of piling up. We'll see what we bring. We got through actually a lot of what I was gonna save next week, but I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's just cover this week. We did it quick. Don't have to go on a big rant about it, but yeah. And we got to get off topic and talk about random stuff, which we always love doing here. So, thanks everyone for coming. I'll see you next week, and I am going to play the outro.